I've had doctors that really just felt like they were piecing it together as we went. You know what I mean? Like truly. Like one time, I don't even know what it was. I had something on my leg that was like concerning me, right? And so I went to the doctor and I'm telling him about it. I'm sitting in his office going over it, going like when it happened, everything, how worried I am because I've never seen anything like this before, and how I've just been like feeling like tired all the time. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with this. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, do you want to take a look at it? He's like, yeah, we'll get to it. And then he stands up, grabs like all the stuff, stethoscope, stuff that he, I guess he gonna listen to it. I don't know what the plan is. But then he's like, go ahead and stand up and you can drop your you can drop your pants. And like I'm like, why are you seem nervous? Like it was just do you know what I mean? Like it's not like we're buds. Like I have to do this now. And we've talked about it thoroughly. Like, you know where the thing is, like upper thigh, right? And so then I like open my belt buckle, I unzip, I start dropping my pants, and maybe I did too fast for him because he was like, oh, pause. I was like, pause? Not a doctor. Say pause. Oh. Because it's tough and it's scary because we only know a medieval amount about how to keep ourselves alive. We think we're smarter because we have more access to information, but even with that access, some people don't want the information. There are people that are straight up, like I used to think from the bottom of my heart, oh, if people just knew, if you knew better, you'd do better. I used to like live by that mantra. And now I'm realizing, no, some people don't want to know. Some people would like to do exactly what they do now. Because to me, I go to a doctor because I'm like, you're a professional. The hope is that you know what's going to be going on, so I don't need to learn about what's going on while it's happening to me, because that's how you die slowly. You know what I mean? I don't want to be sitting on my deathbed like, I figured it out. And so you go to a doctor, because doctors supposed to know. But now there are people who will admit that they don't know, but they'll also be like, nah, he doesn't know either. And it's like, look, I'm not saying doctors know everything, but we, as the general public, we have like a certain amount of knowledge that helps keep us alive. And the rest is other people that we've never met being like, don't eat the lettuce this week. There's E. coli everywhere. And without them, I wouldn't know that. I'd be hitting the lettuce hard. I'd be like, look at how healthy I am. I'm mid-salad right now. Oh, you do your best. Everyone is doing their best. Don't think that I think people aren't doing their absolute best. Even when they don't do what I agree with, even when they don't do things that I think are like common sense, people are doing their best, you know? It's just sometimes someone's best shouldn't be here. Do you know what I mean? You could have all the good intentions in the world, but if your best is like subpar, it should probably get you out of there. Let you be a cheerleader. Because I've been through all manner of like medical things. Luckily, nothing so serious that it was like fundamentally life-threatening for long. I'm very thankful that I don't deal with like chronic pain or conditions that I know people in my life do that make them have to adjust plans, cancel plans, make them have to adjust their life, make them have to be thinking about this thing all the time. I luckily don't have to think about my body all the time, you know? But I know a lot of people that do. I know a lot of people that depend on those experts for things that if we were going off of my knowledge, most of this room would be dead. Oh, I don't claim to be an expert, but I feel like there's this weird place we've gotten to where it used to be knowing something was like a big deal. Oh, ask them, they know, right? And now questioning something is as big of a deal as knowing something. And I'm not saying questions are bad. I just think that at a certain point, we need to distinguish the people who only ever ask questions from the people who actually know things. Do you know what I mean? You should ask questions. I don't want anyone to blindly follow anyone. I'm just saying that when people say do your own research, some of them haven't researched. Research is boring. If you weren't bored during your research, if you just strung a marathon of documentaries on YouTube together, I bet you that wasn't research, though. I'm not even saying everything you learned was wrong. I'm just saying, like, research usually takes time, takes years of your life, takes dedicated study and attention. Real research, knowing something, you have to give something to know something. It takes nothing to just pick things apart until you confuse everyone. Do you know what I mean? And so I said all that because I've made mistakes in my life. I didn't know the difference between the emergency room and urgent care. I wish that they give one of them a less immediate name. I didn't know they weren't interchangeable, all right? It's the emergency room and then it's urgent care. Well, I urgently need help for my emergency, so what should I do? Where does that leave us now? I'm at a fork in the road and whichever I pick sounds like they'll help me quickly. Turns out emergency rooms are for like life-threatening, immediate care. Urgent care is for when you got like a headache. Urgent care, look, and this is not to disparage anyone that works in any place. It's just that urgent care stories, I know people who work in urgent care, and I know people who work in emergency rooms, and the emergency room stories, I should have known to go to the emergency room if it was more serious, because the emergency stories are so much more horrific in nature than the urgent care stories. Like, the urgent care stories are like, yeah, this dude came in and he was filling out his paperwork, but his nose was bleeding the whole time. Kind of got all over the paper. And then he handed it back to me and I was like, ugh. Emergency room stories are like, there was a dude today that, and also anyone who's ever worked in an emergency room and then told me an emergency room story has a 1,000-yard stare. They're not talking to me. They might be talking to God. They might be asking God, why would you let me see something like that? I got into this business to help people. I really want to help and heal, and you show me the devil. I don't want to see that ever again. Because what they will tell me with that wide stare is like, yeah, this guy came in today and his leg was, and it's like, I don't know what that is. That blinking? Sometimes they will just blink in silence. I'm like, is it in the room right now? This guy came in today and his leg was in his chest. You sure this wasn't a dream? No. Like, I went to urgent care one time and genuinely was sicker than when I walked in. When I left, I walked to the urgent care and I had an appointment, and which is odd because Thought you were supposed to just run up in there. But get to urgent care. I have my appointment. And the person at the front, look, God bless them, truly. I know they were just doing their best. But they could not stop sneezing and coughing openly. And so I was like, oh, like I'm backing away from this. I'm like, yeah, so do you want me to just go right over there? Do you want me to just walk around you and go back there? He's like, oh, the doctor's not ready yet. I was like, you can go first, dog. Like, if you, I mean, you're already here and you here all day and like, I don't know, you're probably killing everybody. So if you want to go, that's supposed to be the benefit of working here, right? That you already here in case you need to be here. And he was like, oh, don't worry. Don't worry, it's not COVID. And I was like, that wasn't my concern at all. I wasn't wondering if it was COVID. I was wondering why it was happening right now to you. Like, I want you to be well. That would be better for everybody in here because we all came sick. And if we all mix our sick together right now, I'm pretty sure we'll get a new thing. And I don't want that to happen. No, and then my man sent me back so the doctor could cough in my mouth. Everybody had it, whatever it was, everybody had it. But now, when you go to the emergency room, let's say that's closer than urgent care, and you're like, you know what, I'll just go right now. And then you get in there, and even if you have a terrible migraine, when you look around an emergency room, it does make you self-conscious about your sickness. The same way where you like go to the gym for the first time in 8 years and you looking around at all the people who are like already swole. When you get to an emergency room and you're not that sick and then you just see people holding bullet wounds closed, you're like, you can go before me if you want. Like, and so it's all important stuff. It's hard for us to stay healthy because it's already hard for us to live. You have to do everything that it takes to like have a life, keep people alive if you've made people, and be healthy. And I don't know, maybe it's just the way that we work as a country, but we're so back and forth and 100% all the time. All gas, no brakes, all the time, always behind, fighting, trying to get back in black, fighting that red line, fighting that poverty line to the point where there are people who genuinely believe they don't have time. Oh, you could do this. This is the healthier thing to do. Oh, make some time for this. I don't have time, right? By the time I get home, I'm exhausted. I just want to sleep. Can I at least have sleep? And so it's tough, you know, even when it comes to eating, even when it comes to like what we know to eat to be healthy. It changes. And sometimes it changes because we find out something. And then sometimes it changes because a company is like, actually, there's a lot of money in kale. You remember kale? You remember that thing that we used to put at the bottom of every salad bar? You know, it used to be the floor of the salad bar. You would go to a Pizza Hut and there would be kale wrapped around the pizza. Not on the pizza, under the pizza. Just to use kale as like foliage. And then one day somebody was like, hey, we growing all this kale. You ever taste some? You ever bite down into that kale? It's probably good for you. And then takes off, becomes a whole craze. I'm always blown away with food crazes of food that we've been eating. We've all been alive for a while now, but every year there will be some superfood that's a food we were already aware of. Remember when avocados had their day? Remember when avocado was like, have you no, your skin. And there's vitamins that it's so good for you. Your skin. Do you want more skin? Your skin. It's so good for you. See, you have extra skin under your skin. You'll be so healthy. You remember coconut oil. There was a year where coconut oil could do no wrong. They were like, no, put it on your skin. Lather yourself up at night. You'll just be so moisturized. Put in your hair. It'll get all the dirty stuff out of your hair. It'll clear out your pores in the hair and everything. Get the hair follicle all nice and juicy and stuff. Eat it. Cook with it. It's so good. It'll be good it'll fix your skin from the inside. It'll be delicious and it'll be like all of your organs have new skin. And then somebody else came out with a study that was like, oh, actually don't do any of that. Like it's actually gonna fully clog your pores. It's gonna clog the pores of your hair. And if you eat it, it's gonna be like a little too loose in your heart while your heart's trying to pump blood. I don't know what they said, but they turned on it in a day. And you would think that all this stuff is happening because we're finding out all these things. But what's really happening is all of these narratives are competing at the same time. There are people who have a vested interest in you eating as much meat as possible. And then there are people who have a vested interest in you eating no meat at all. And I don't even mean on a political front. I'm not even talking about environmentalists versus like vegans versus people who have money in Big Cow. I'm talking about genuinely there are people who believe, for whatever reasons they've come to, that they've concluded that they believe this thing is good for you, this thing is bad for you, and then they put it out into the world. And because we have the internet, you could look up anything, and anything is as good for you as it is bad for you. And that is scary when you know what a medieval amount to keep yourself alive. I'm not claiming to be smarter than anybody, and I try to listen to experts, and I try to do my quote-unquote own research. It's a lot of reading. It's pretty boring. That's why I feel like I'm doing the right thing. But it's still tough to know. I'm not coming down on people for not knowing. I think it's mostly that if someone went to all the trouble to know, maybe that should mean something. I say this because RFK Jr. is the head of health and human services. And if you're not familiar with RFK Jr., he has a very specific sound, very specific way of speaking and thinking, and he's on a real health kick as a whole personality, all right? And it's unfortunate that so much of that is what feels like riddled with internet. I've never seen someone so interested in health and the science of health without just getting into the science of health. Do you know what I mean? It would be like me knowing every stat that there is to know about basketball. But then when someone rolled me a ball or even tossed me a ball, maybe I'm playing my first pickup game of basketball. With all of this knowledge I supposedly have of the game, I know plays, I know players, I know stats, I know strategies, and then someone actually passes me the ball and I go, there are things that RFK Jr. has said and done. They don't just worry me, you know what I mean? they don't just like worry me. They actively go against, like, it's one thing if you have one theory. I let everybody be subversive about like one thing to me, because I'm like, all right, you might be right about this thing. Who knows? Let's investigate, right? When you have 90, nah, dog, this is bad. I don't even like repeating some of the things that he said, because it makes it, if I repeat it, I sound like I think it, because it takes me so long to explain what he thought that I sound like I think it too, and I would rather not. You know, during his confirmation hearing, he said a lot of things that didn't quite fall in line with what he had been saying before he was trying to get confirmed, you know? So he said a lot of the right things to go ahead and get confirmed. And look, he was probably gonna get confirmed no matter what. You know, there was a majority that was gonna push him through, most likely, no matter what he said. And then he gets in, and this is the most troubling thing to me about like RFK Jr., is that there are moments where he'll say something that is like, not only like not crazy, it's like the thing that everyone was hoping somebody would say. And then he'll quickly follow it up with a thing that no one has ever said. And you're like, oh, you had us for like a half second. You know, like, because RFK Jr. has talked about like trying to remove all the dyes out of the foods, like out of the candies and out of the like crackers, all the stuff like that, out of the chips. It's like, that's actually a good thing. That would be good. Everyone else already removed it. Like, these companies may be international, but when you go to Europe, it's a different chip. That's not, they don't, and that's specifically because Europe was like, we don't do that to our people. So you should, if you want to be here, you can change it, but you have to change it. It can't just be whatever you want it to be, right? And so when RFK Jr. says, like, I'm trying to get all these additives out of the food, all these dyes, all these things, it's like, oh, wow, that's great. That I like that. And then he's like, and we need a registry for autism. And you're like, oh! In what world? What are you doing? It's so deeply frustrating. You know? Because it's like, that the whole thing, the whole thing that is that is frustrating about it is that it is someone who, even in the face of experts, would rather not challenge those experts and prove them wrong to their face, just more talk to people who honestly and earnestly are trying to find out and don't know and lead them. You don't see him engaging in like real debate with a doctor who's made the thing their life, who's done the true research, and who's done it over time. I'm not saying science and doctors can never be wrong. I'm saying those are the people you should be having these spats with, instead of going on podcasts and convincing people who also didn't do the thing. They didn't make that their life's work, and then leading them down a path where we're not really sure how bad it could get. And this is in the midst of Doge and other things cutting jobs for like the National Health Institutes, you know, cutting jobs at the FDA, cutting jobs in all these places where we need these things. In fact, there have been rollbacks on things that help us prevent things in the future, on research for the future of what might be going on somewhere else, is what scientists are thinking about all the time, when this thing might happen. Right? And if you roll back on that, you won't see the effect right away. You may not even see it for a long time. But then when we are behind, because we used to be the leader, and we're quickly losing our first place position in being who the world looks to figure out new illnesses, to figure out, even with old ones, we can still figure out vaccines. We can still figure out all of these different aspects of how to keep people healthy and alive. And when you roll them back in ways that seem like they don't matter, or at least you don't want to give attention to, the effects we won't know the widespread effect of it. And I'm worried because RFK Jr. got in under this whole like make America healthy again attitude. It was sort of a mantra, right? And I understand that he's like a 70-year-old guy that bench presses. But I would like to, if I can, be healthier than RFK Jr. because he doesn't seem healthy. I haven't seen his blood work. I'm not saying I don't know, but he doesn't seem healthy because he does a lot of stuff that doesn't seem to lead to health. Long before he was ever confirmed for the head of Health and Human Services, there was a picture of RFK Jr., one of many, but there was a particular picture of RFK Jr. walking out of an airplane bathroom, barefoot. And when I saw it, I rebuked the picture. I was like, that will not be in my life. No, thank you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even a scientist. But please wear some form of footwear into the airplane bathroom. You had shoes when you got on the plane. What happened? What happened between the seat and the bathroom that you were like, I gotta get these off? I'm too restrained. This man went swimming in a DC creek that's been known for I'm pretty sure decades, that place is nasty. It's so okay. It's so nasty that the place is nasty. It's so nasty that they have a sign saying, "We nasty. Don't swim here, it's nasty." And sure, it's like this flowing creek and everything, but it's been known for a long time that sewage leaks into that creek. And he hopped in with the same feet that he walked out of that airplane bathroom with. Hopped in feet first, probably didn't even dip his toe in, was like, yeah! Swimming in the creek with his grandchildren, I'm pretty sure. And his dog. You're the head of Health and Human Services. Do us the service of being a healthy human. This is so crazy that we're watching you. It would be like watching the Secretary of Defense play Russian roulette. It's like, so you're not gonna be here long then. Why would you do that? Don't do that. We want you to be alive. It's so frustrating. Man has a congressional hearing where they're asking him about his belief. They're asking him about things that he said since he's been confirmed and stuff. And this man basically says, don't take medical advice from me. There's a part of me that almost respects that. There's a part of me that almost respects that. Let me tell you why. Because I have been, an hourly worker several times in my life. I've had lots of odd jobs that pay by the hour. I've had lots of I won't call them corporate, but just established corporation jobs that pay, by the hour. And the problem with hourly work, Whether you're talking about me or anyone I've ever interacted with, especially from a customer service perspective, the problem with hourly work is I'm not sure if we're meeting at the hour you care about this job. I may have caught you at a bad time at work. There's 4 types of hourly workers. There are the hourly workers who are like, they start off great, especially when we're talking customer service. You start off great. I was here. You start off great. You clock in, you got a good attitude, you're ready to go. Nothing's happened yet. And then, a few hours into dealing with the public, you have been beat down to a place of which you're not sure you can recover. And you're thinking about how this is Monday. So, my life, you know? Then there's an hourly worker that really starts to perk up the last 2 hours of shift. They're almost home. They're almost out of here. They're smiling at you because they almost don't have to see you. We're almost through with each other. I'm so close. Let's bring it home strong. Then there's the hourly worker that genuinely loves their job. Then there's the hourly worker who hates their job so much that from clock in to clock out, they are here to make sure that you hate their job too. Right? And at different points in my life, I've been a couple of these different workers, you know? Sometimes I had a job where I could clock in and then I was good attitude, good everything. And then people just, whether they're impatient or they're rude or they're nasty, they just beat you down and you try to not let the last interaction affect the next interaction. But after a while, you just get to the point where you just got that face, that almost like 1,000-yard stare. And you're trying to do your job, but you just want to be like, and his leg was in his chest. Like And I've also been that person that's had that job that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to quit this job. I can't wait to get out of here. And you know what? The closest thing to quitting this job is clocking out of this job. I love clocking out so much. Sometimes I do it twice. I love clocking out. It's my favorite thing. Sometimes I actually worked a couple different jobs where back in the day you actually had the timesheet that did the and then, you know, shot the paper back up. And that was extra fun. I would watch it. I'd watch it in slow motion in my mind. I'd be like, yep, zip, zip, and zip, zip. And look at you marked and ready to go. I'm out of here. I'm leaving forever, just tonight, but forever. And then, admittedly, I did have jobs that I really loved. I really enjoyed clocking in and having a great time with my coworkers, and I enjoyed the job that I was doing. And even if it was like something to do with the public, you have your jerks once in a while, but for the most part, it was phenomenal. And I got great experiences out of it, and I'd clock out, I'd go home, I'd start again the next day. And then I had jobs where I was like, oh, okay. I don't want anybody to hate their life, but they're gonna know I hate mine. And there's something in the spirit of an hourly worker that's in the middle of doing their job that's like, oh, don't do what I do. That is what I heard at that hearing. Don't follow my advice. I don't know. I be saying stuff. No. No, it's tough because it's hard to know that everyone has different levels of access and different levels of knowledge on how to keep ourselves healthy. And when you have things getting rolled back, like EPA regulations, FDA regulations, when you have people looking out less and less for the quality of drinking water, when you have people looking out less and less for what the next potential virus might be, you get yourself into some real trouble. And then they kick it back to us. They kick it back to us every time. They roll that thing back. They fire those people. Those people who, I'm not going to say every single person loved their job, but they roll things back to the point where now more people have more burden on them and less support to try to get us to where we need to be, at least on a basic level of health. And they're like, but it's up to you. You know, Dr. Oz came on and he was like, the best way to be healthy is to be healthy. And I was like, oh, do you have financial advice too? Because that's incredibly solid right there. The best way to not need these services is to not need these services. And it's like, okay, but you gotta remember, you're dealing with people who have varying levels of knowledge around what is and isn't healthy. My hometown has a bit of a meth problem. And a real conversation that I overheard at a bus stop was, no, they getting on to me and on to me and on to me because I'm smoking meth. But it's not like it's crystal meth. And not only me as a bystander, but the person they were talking to seemed to also be on meth. Said, what do you mean it's not crystal meth? And he goes, it's regular meth. And so then the other person on meth was like, no, it's all meth. Crystal's not the deluxe. It's not like Crystal Pepsi, you know what I mean? It's all generally meth. There's not a diet meth. Meth is the diet meth. I haven't eaten in some time. Because we are a huge country. And it's when you travel, you realize how big this country really is. And it's a lot of people to try to keep healthy, try to make healthy, you know? And so you want people of the absolute highest caliber, knowledge and character to be in positions that affect your health. And I just don't think RFK Jr. is that, you know? And there's all these things. There's plenty of things that you can watch and plenty of breakdowns people have done on his ideas and his theories about health and everything, and the things that he says that fall into the lane of conspiracy and the things that he says that fall into the lane of like homeopathic cures and stuff. And I'm just saying there's a certain way that you talk about people that lets me know what you think about people, how you feel about people, right? And while maybe from his perspective seeming compassionate or seeming understanding, the way I've heard him talk about people, especially people with autism, but people with any sort of different ability or way of life, and talk about it in terms that just seem so like stark and dismissive of the individual themselves in these broad brushstrokes, and then try to later come back and be like, oh, I was only talking about a quarter of, you know, as if that's better. You know, it makes me feel like this is not the individual that should be in that position. And that's not just because he swims in sewage. It's because like actual sewage is spilling out of his mouth every time he talks. But yeah, maybe he can get the food additives out. I don't know. Like this. That's just, I don't know. That's what's so frustrating to me about RFK Jr. It's like half of what people applaud him for even saying we should do or that he's trying to do is just a bunch of stuff Michelle Obama was trying to do. Like, remember when Michelle Obama was like, how about a carrot? You remember that? Remember when Michelle Obama was like, just try an apple. And people were like, why do you hate America? No, it's super frustrating. You know, I get frustrated all the time. I can't imagine if you are, a parent of a child with autism and you're listening to RFK Jr. talk, or if you're someone who's an actual health specialist and you're listening to RFK Jr. talk, or if you are the person who, in my opinion, deserves to be the angriest, Michelle Obama, listening to RFK Jr. talk. You know, she probably is pointing at the TV doing the DiCaprio meme. Like, that's what I just want you to try an apple. You know? That's my thing. That's really where we screwed up, you know? We do all this stuff when it comes to healthcare to make it inaccessible, right? So there's all these things that you have these premiums, you have these deductibles, you have all these different things that we understand are to keep us away from the healthcare. But then when it comes to the vaccines, when it comes to, the treatments, I think we're too eager to give it to people. We should actually hold it back and make it seem like, I don't know. I don't know, it's all the way over here. Do you really want to come over here and get it? Like, I don't know. Because I had a conversation with a friend that enlightened me a little bit in kind of that route of thinking. He was a new parent, and he was like, look, I'm not a doctor. I recognize that I don't know the science or anything, but I'm seeing all this stuff on social and on TV about giving my kids vaccines, but I'm also talking to my doctor who's telling me to give my kids vaccines, and he's like, I don't know what to do, and I'm really scared about what I should do, right? And I was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. And then he said, I just feel horrible if I gave my kid something and it made them sick or sicker. And I was like, okay, I understand what you're saying. And then I asked him, I was like, let's just go back in time for a second and just pretend that the vaccine that the doctor's trying to give you just doesn't even exist. And your kid was sick. Would you want it then? Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that as some sort of got you. I'm saying that when we're sick, we go to the hospital. When you're sick or someone you love is sick, you want a doctor immediately. All this just asking questions, going back and forth, trying to dunk on doctors, trying to dunk on experts. It's always done from a place of actually being okay right now. When you're actually in a hospital bed, you're like, do whatever. I'm coughing up blood. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to say that I don't have empathy for people who have questions or people who are unsure, people who are scared. That's where I think a lot of humanity gets lost in the conversation. When some people are just like, I don't know what to do. I'm genuinely afraid of what I should do next because there's all this stuff out here. Just like with the food, just like with the treatments. For everything, there's a thing for it and against it. And it depends on when it comes up in your feed. It depends on how you search. It depends on how you type it into ChatGPT. And so it's hard to know, to really know, right? And so I try to not just have patience, but have empathy for people who are genuinely unsure. But you saw it. You saw it in COVID. People were yelling to the rooftops, I'm not wearing a mask, I'm not doing this. Look, live your life. But then at the third cough, they did go to the people who told them to do all that stuff. And I'm just saying, like, I don't know, if you trust them now, if you trust them when it's bad, why not trust them a little early? You know what I mean? And I just want to make it clear, like, my big gripe with RFK Jr. is that he doesn't have these debates and he doesn't have these knockdown, drag-out fights and arguments about the science and about where he's coming from and how he has his logic and how he came to these conclusions with experts who are well-versed in the science and in the medicine. It's always done in like a podcasty type of way. And now that people's real lives are at stake, I just think that's unacceptable. Like, I don't know how we're so willing to give this much. Like, I know we're not, but just, I don't know, when you look back and you compare it as a country, Michelle Obama was like, just eat the apple. Like, it'll help.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm a little bitter at the moment.
Why?
I had some shows.
It's our 100th episode, and you're going to be bitter about it?
Not about it. I'm very happy about it. I was at some shows at Foxwoods Casino. It's in Connecticut, and at the casino, they have a lot of amenities. They have a lot of things for a non-gambler like me to do, right? So there was an arcade. The arcade was pretty good. It was like, there's two arcades, and they only tell you about one of them, and the other one is way better. That I was almost more upset about that. They tell you about the first arcade, which is like got bubble hockey in it, which was amazing. So
bubble hockey's great.
Even though I lost pretty badly, it was still very fun to play. You know, there's just so much hope when you play bubble hockey. Because even if you have no skill, you're like, wow, I almost hit the goal just then from like twisting my wrist. Anyway, so then they had the Tekken Tag, which was amazing. But they also had go-karts, and they had the serious go-karts for kids that are going to try to be Formula One racers one day. So the go-karts were not only fast, but they were like professionally done.
These were professional go-karters is what this is.
Okay, so you joke about, God damn it. What is this?
For those of you listening.
Fucking fuck. It makes me so mad, and it's just as we're recording too.
Yeah,
it's
he's
not.
Got a
it
fly
doesn't.
In his face. For if you're just listening to the pod, and when I say just listening, we're hoping that this will be our a full video episode. We've got new cameras, but right now, Josh is chasing a fly.
Whatever,
and is very angry about it.
Okay,
we told you nothing would change. We told you. We may be 100 episodes in. It's not a goddamn thing changing.
So what ends up happening is we get there and Vince and I go racing, right? And it's too serious when we walk in. When we walk in, it's like there's an energy in there that's like dad. You know that that like sports dad, like coach dad, like almost stage dad, but for sports.
Yeah, too
energy.
intense. Too
It's
intense. Kind
so
of. Yeah.
it's too intense when we walk in. So immediately
At go-karts?
At go-karts. But to be fair, these go-karts were dope.
Still though, what are you gonna turn harder? Like, what are you gonna say?
You're gonna say turn harder. All right.
Rubbing is racing, Daniel. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. And so we get there. Not only do they have suits that you can wear, you can just get one of the suits that's made for like a driver.
You mean like a jumpsuit, not a 3-piece.
No, not a 3-piece, but the jumpsuit is like legit.
Because that would be great if they had formal go-kart.
Formal go-kart racing, yeah.
Please put on your racing tuxedos.
So basically we go in there. And
was that an extra charge to get the uniform?
I don't think
was
so.
That an option?
No, I think they were just letting you have it if you wanted it. If you knew what your fit was, they were just letting you put it on. But the helmets were legit. The helmets, I was like, are we in trouble?
Is my head in that much danger?
I've never worn a helmet like that. The helmet made it so that my actual face was in place. Like, it wasn't just a helmet. It was like a helmet that like fitted with foam pushing into your cheeks, and like it just kept everything perfectly placed. So they have a head sock for you to put on too. So you put on a head sock, which at first I thought was a sanitary thing, and apparently that's also what racers do. And
racers wear I think that's a lot for, safety, and also I think potentially if like fires. I think if you crash,
I guess if there's a fire, but it was actually too safe that I got nervous, because I was like, why is there a flame retardant suit, a helmet that looks like it could take a bullet, and then just me with a head sock on? Like, is this bad?
Because that'd be like if they were doing that before like an amusement park ride, you'd be like, we shouldn't get on this.
Yeah,
they're giving us too much gear. This means you will die on this.
And so we did 2 heats, and in the first heat, you have to remember, this is me remembering how to drive, because I haven't driven since the last time I drove go-karts, which was 4 years ago.
That's a great point. I kind of forgot your inability to drive.
Yeah, so already that's the other thing that made me nervous. I was like, are these fast enough that I could like hurt myself or someone else? Because the last time I went go-karting, you were punching it, and this little thing was like barely getting any steam.
Right.
And I watched a heat before we ran, and I couldn't believe how fast they were. It was like cars. It was like straight cars.
He means the Pixar movie.
Yeah, the cars are talking. So then
he felt like a car. He felt like a cartoon car.
I get in my car, and also the way that they managed it was a little frantic, because then they were getting annoyed at us, like, for not having been there a million times or something. Because I guess they're just used to the kids that come every weekend. Because there was even we were knocked back 45 minutes because they couldn't get a bunch of cars going, and the dads were so mad. It was wild. It was like, I thought there was going to be a fight, because the dads were so mad. And one of the dads was like, my son races for some, like, because you know how F2 is for like the kids, right?
Right, yeah.
So F1, they're still very young. They're still essentially kids. They're like 21, 22, whatever. But F2 is when they could be like, I don't know, 17 or something. Right. And so this one guy is like, my son is like a prospect for, I can't remember what team he said, but it was like legit. Like I was actually getting, I was actually getting nervous. It's like
now you're like, shit, am I interrupting practice?
Yeah.
Am I ruining someone's career right now by just wanting to have some fun?
100%, because then we start, and before we start, one of the dads is like, oh yeah, my son is a mechanic. I guess he's like a junior mechanic for something. And then he's on the team for something else. And they were complaining because they were like, oh, it never runs like this. It's always more professional. And in my head, I'm like, wait, is this supposed to be professional? Like, are we in the way right now?
What's happening?
Then it's finally our turn to race. And Vince and I go up, and the guy's just like staring at us. And he's like, grab a head sock. Like it felt like I was on a racing team that I didn't know about, because the guy was like, he had no sense of humor and he was no help at all. Like he was like, "Do you know what your number is? Do you know what the number? Look at your screen. Do you know what your number is?" And then I was like, "Yeah."
You accidentally got drafted into a team, my dude.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm car 19." And he was like, "All right, well, go to your car. Your race is starting soon. Go to your car." And I was like, oh my God. And so I'm just like running over to the car. I get in, and like nothing on the car feels right. I didn't even know that they had like, not like specs, but they had so many adjustments you could do in the car. And so I just get in and I'm all uncomfortable. And then the guy walking up, I'm like, I've put my seatbelt on, which is like the real strapped in seatbelt, by the way. This isn't just like over the waist. It's like chest, vest across, like zip, like fully pulling your straps in. And then the guy walks up and I was like, he hits the start for my car, but then he's about to walk away. I'm like, "Hey, is my seatbelt all right?" And he's like, yeah, you're fine. And I'm like, "Is there any way that I could change the pedals? Because it's real close. Like, clearly whoever was in here last was child. Like, is there anything that I could do?" And then he pulled it back for me, and then it fit a little bit better. And we take off, and I was both very proud and surprised at myself how well I was controlling it from the start, but I couldn't have been more terrified about how fast it was going. Like, it was... It was so fast, and then I'm making the corners too, and I'm like, wow, I'm driving. Like, I got excited like I was on the actual highway. I was like, wow, I'm driving. This is amazing.
I'm finally a grown up.
Yeah, this is amazing.
I'm a real boy.
And then I'm in my head. I start like competing, right? So in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to pass them, and I'm like getting around. And then I passed two people, and one of them was clearly not happy about it. Like I just found,
this is his job, and you're making a harder day at his job for him.
I found some space in the turn, and I took it, and I was very happy. I was like, wow, I passed someone go-karting. I don't even drive. Yeah. And so then maybe like 4 laps later, this guy just perfectly nicks me on the back right wheel and sends me into the wall. And so there's a reverse button.
Rubbing is racing. I told you.
So I hit the reverse, but then you're supposed to only reverse when it's clear so that you can then turn and everything. And so I keep hitting the reverse, but then cars keep coming. So then I just keep slamming myself back into the wall to avoid the people that are about to hit me. And so I'm just, for maybe like 8 minutes, I'm just slamming myself into the wall. Like, not 8 minutes, because I'm sure the race was only like 6 minutes. But like,
if it was 8 minutes.
But I mean, not 8 minutes. I meant 8 times. Sorry, but like for at least 2 laps, 2 what should have been laps for me was me like slamming myself back into the wall over and over, because I was like, they're gonna hit me. Like, I'm getting in the way, you know. And so finally, I reverse, I pull out, and then I race the rest. And luckily, we did 2 heats, because then in my second heat, I was like, man. Okay, outside of that guy like bumping me, I think I have it. Like I think I know how to drive now, and so
I'm gonna go get my license after this. I've done it.
And so then we get in the second batch of cars, and now I feel like a pro, because now I'm like, all right, rude guy, I know exactly what car to go to. I'm just gonna walk past you. I mean, whatever, and sit down. We take off again. This time, I still, only because of the race I just had, I actually think I had like a bad car with like fully.
Oh, it's the car's fault.
No.
It's the car's fault. Definitely.
I just did a race where I
Definitely
knew
not
less.
the man who doesn't know how to drive. He already said that, but it's definitely the car.
I'm telling you, man, I just did a race where I knew less. I knew less about the car. I knew less about the turns. Like everything I did the first time, I was doing for the first time. So with this one, knowing where the turns are, knowing the rhythm of when I should turn and everything, I was like, yo, this car is bad. And once you start the race, you can't just stand up. But almost immediately after I take off and I go through the first turn, I'm like, I'm in a bad car. Like, this is horrible. I had no grip at all. So then every turn with any speed, I was just drifting. I was straight up. It would have been cool if I had been doing it on purpose. I was turning. When I tell you that I was turning, and like Jason Bourne in the rain was sliding the entire length of the turn, and then I would just hit the gas again to go straight. So for a little while, I thought I could manage it. And then twice I slammed myself into the wall so hard. And then the second heat we did was with the pro guys. So that's the heat. Like the first one we did was with a lot of like families and kids and, you know what I mean? Like people that were just trying to have fun. The second one was with the guys who showed up with their own suit.
Oh, okay.
And so then at one point I'm driving and I look around and just 3 of them are boxing me in. I'm like, what's happening right now?
It's like, I get it, especially if they're, pro racers or whatever, but like, fucking calm down.
It was wild.
Don't show up with your own suit and then want to show people up at a go-kart track. That's like showing up with a bag of clubs to putt-putt.
I mean, it's like dunking on a kid. It's like dunking on a little kid.
Exactly. It's like having a caddy carry your putter for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're over at the side, it's like, what do you think? There's a windmill in the way. What do you think I should do?
Hey,
calm down, kids. Calm down. I get you're taking it seriously.
It was horrible.
Don't pick on my friend in his 30s.
No, that second car was bad, man. I'm telling you, because the second car, I was like, I would do the thing that you're supposed to do. I'd hit a little bit of brake and I'd start to turn, and I'm still just sliding like I'm on top of water, and then just doing slam into a wall.
Slow and confused 3 Connecticut drifting. That's what you.
Yeah, man.
I've done that before. I've done the kind of more souped up go-karts, and then I've done the mini drag races. It was at a place in Texas. I was in like 7th grade, so I don't remember exactly where it was or what it was, but like they had like mini drag race cars. And that's all it was. You got in it and they gave you the countdown. And even as like small drag race cars that were like on a track, they had some giddy up and go.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a point where on the course you go up a little bit, and that up is some turns, but then there's a straight where you go down, and the straight where you go down makes the car shake so much that I thought the car was coming apart. I thought it was like a Looney Tune. And so anyway, there was one kid there that is like the future. Like there was a little kid there where I was like, hey, my man, I need to get his autograph, maybe.
You're my go-kart hero.
That kid was so fast. He clocked a lap that, just to give you an indication, the second fastest lap was like 12 seconds longer.
Damn.
So he essentially went 1.5 times faster than the second fastest person.
Did he bring his own cart too, or
no? He just
knows which one's the
good
one.
He just knows what he's doing. He's a future world champion.
That's interesting.
I didn't mean to talk about any of this. It was just on my mind when you asked me.
I did not ask you, but okay.
No, when you were like, why are you
How
salty?
are you?
Why are you bitter? Why are you upset?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that I was just confused about because I'm like, we've been preparing the last few weeks for the celebration of the 100th episode, and we did the mailbag and stuff, and you're just like, I don't know, things are bad. I got beat by some kids in go-kart.
Everybody got their own struggle. I don't know why. When I voice mine, it's like an issue.
It wasn't an issue. I was just surprised that you were in such a sour mood, and then the reasoning made it even better.
So,
how are the gigs though? How are the shows?
The shows were great. Crowds were great. It was a very fun time. I'm trying to figure out how to even describe it. So I've been saving two things for this episode for quite a while.
Oh, okay.
And I just wanted to check in with you. Is there anything that's on your mind that that you want to chat about or anything?
Not in particular. No, I don't think so. Okay. I'm in this stretch right now of where I haven't really done anything for the last couple weeks. So, so that will change next month. I'm about to be very busy and on the road next month, but I haven't done a lot. I had some friends come out and see me from Chicago, which was good.
Dope.
And I maybe got a little too after it and had to vomit so much into a sink.
Okay. All right.
Just maybe that happened, and it's been a long time since I've thrown up. And that may have been the most.
That's
ever
exactly what we needed. That right there, you've done it. This is the perfect tee up. Thank you for doing that.
Whoa. Okay, I didn't mean to tee him up, but here we go.
Okay, so it's a couple of things, but one thing is a thing I don't think I've ever told you about, where I went to this after party for a comedy festival. I won't say which one in case it comes back. Okay. I'd very much like to be invited back. But I went to this comedy festival's after party.
I'm about to talk some shit about it.
No, it's not. It actually wasn't the fault of the festival. It was the fault of the bar.
Gotcha. Okay.
So basically, the after party for this festival, this is also, should point out, this is before COVID. And
oh, okay.
So there was an open bar for the after party of the festival, because now this is like the last show, last everything, going out with a big hoorah, everybody open bar, right? And one of the things that the bar that they rented out for this event, I guess threw in, because I heard this later, was like, I think 100 or 80 bottles of red wine. And so it's like a lot of red wine that they're throwing in for free on top of the tab to make the bar open, okay. Which at the time, I think I got it. Fuck yes. Which at the time,
it's just good for a podcast when you're in the middle of a sentence to blow aggressively onto your mic.
We can edit it out.
You make it hard when you do it in between, in the middle of a thought.
You want to reslate? We can reslate.
No, I'm not going to reslate. That would be starting the whole podcast over. Reslating does nothing. We also are doing the cameras now too. So if I cut it to where you go, then it just cuts.
Yeah, but if we reslate, then won't you have a place?
Reslating? No, that's not what reslating does.
Oh, okay. So basically,
the slate is to sync everything. It has nothing to do with the edit.
All right, if you say so. So
I'm the fucking editor.
The thing that ends up happening is that they get all of these red wine bottles, which I'm assuming are the same brand, same everything. I don't know, because I don't drink, and I didn't drink that night. But
you thought they were all red brand wine?
Just red. You know what I mean? You know that red? You know the red wine that just says red on it? That's That's apparently the staple wine is red. Don't act like you ain't had none of that red.
I've got 80 bottles of Red's red wine.
Yeah, Red's red wine.
What kind of wine? Just red.
Just red.
Yeah, but there's different types. Don't worry about it.
Crazy enough, tastes like a junkyard.
And some of them are clearly white wines too, but they say red.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that might be some white wine with a little blood in it. So they get all of this free red wine on top of the bar tab, right? Mm-hmm. So for the most part, people are just like pushing the red wine, like the bartenders are, and they're letting everyone know. It's like, hey, let's let people know about the red wine first, because then that might do a little something for us on the back end with the whole open bar thing. And
smart move.
Basically, I get to the after party pretty early. I'm not like a cool guy who's late. And so I get to the after party. I was there an hour
before they opened.
100%. I helped set up just some of the chairs. So I'm there.
I wasn't fashionably late. I fashionably work there now.
Guy just handed me a glass and I just ran with it, you know. So I get there on time-ish for when it starts, so other people don't start showing up for at least like 40 minutes or whatever. And I think there was, to be fair, a show that was happening at the same time that the party started. So it's not as if everyone's fashionably late. It's literally that they came right there from the last show of the festival.
Right.
And sure enough, maybe 2 hours in, so I got there on time, first hour. Other people started getting there. Then an hour after that, when I tell you everybody, like not every single person, but just about everybody that I saw with red wine starts throwing up. Like starts like really gets like really sick almost immediately. And once
like
again,
early in the night, like once they're just having drinks?
Early in the night. So this is early in the night. And it's clearly not their fault because it's people who aren't that drunk, right? And so people just start running to the bathroom.
Whatever this is,
or
it's
people,
poison.
So the 100 bottles are clearly just like spoiled wine. It's clearly just like wine that's turned, or maybe it was about to turn, and then they were like throwing it in, which...
But I don't know how wine turns like that, because people age wine for decades.
I think if you leave wine open, that's like not aging it anymore. That's like making it go bad. I feel like however you store it.
To do that with 100 bottles, though,
man, I don't know what to tell you. People just started throwing up red, and I thought it was the end of the world. When I tell you that I thought this was it, like I'm not gonna lie to you, I prayed a little bit. Like, dude, I'm at this party, and all I know is people next to me, people in the bathroom start throwing up full red. Because mind you, I told you that to like color the context of the thing. I didn't know any of that while I was at the party. I just know people were throwing up red, which to me looks like blood.
So you didn't know that.
So I thought, God damn it. So I thought everybody was dying.
Right.
I thought everybody that was throwing up red was like, all right, we're here. This is the zombie movie we've been prepping for. And and then eventually a bunch of people realized that they all got sick, that they only drank the red wine. They were like, stop drinking the red wine. But apparently it's like maybe it's how they stored it. I don't know. Because I also don't know that much about wine, but I know that a lot of people threw up.
I don't know enough either. It could it could have had, they can get laced with salmonella or whatever too if they're bottled improperly or whatever. So I don't know. They could have just been drinking poison.
They could have. Like, I don't know. Does salmonella act that fast? Because that means that basically within an hour they must have been knocking them back. Because then within an hour they were throwing up.
Well, yeah, I don't know. This is a mystery. If you know anything about wine and how it can have this effect, email in joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. Let us know.
Yeah, but it was pretty terrible.
That
And
sounds awful.
yeah, and
I
you
threw
just
up a lot of.
reminded me of it with your.
Well, I was going to say it when I threw up a lot. I threw up a lot of red actually, and I was concerned because it came out and it was looking like I'm like I didn't eat anything with tomatoes in it. It seemed like almost like because I was seeing like these chunks of it and it was all very red, and I'm like, what is this? I forgot I'd ate a bunch of watermelon, so it had turned everything in my stomach red. And the chunks I was seeing that I thought were like smashed tomato parts were just watermelon that I was regurgitating.
Okay.
And it took me a sec to put that. I only put it together because a friend of mine said, he's like, the kitchen smelled very watermelon-y as you were vomiting. And I was like, that makes sense because I was concerned. But I was mainly just trying to aim.
I feel you. I forgot I had a bunch of watermelon.
I did forget that I ate a bunch of watermelon that day.
Okay.
It was a fun grill out day. Had a bunch of watermelon.
So it also then, not a tight segue, but a slight segue, leads me to one of the stories I've been saving for a long time because it just, to me, is such chaotic energy. It's like as comics, we have to do that thing that people call like reading a room, you know, whether it's for comedy or for context of, you know, what's happening or something. And it's so funny
because if anyone after a show wants to kick your ass.
Yeah. Yeah. How quickly you should leave. And
yeah.
It's amazing
all things you got to read
to me that because it's a skill that we've had to build over years, there's just a different energy to it than in other cases. What's the best way to put this? It's like when something becomes second nature to you almost because you have to do it so often that you forget that the rest of the world isn't building that skill. There was a wedding in Louisiana years ago where these two fine people were they're fine. They're
never has the word fine had more judgment in it.
They're
these two fine people.
Yeah, they're a lot. Anyway, they
are these friends of yours or
loosely? Yeah. We don't talk that much anymore, but it's
because of what happened in this story, or
no. But the story you'll see why. Anyway, so
all right.
They decided to have family cater the wedding because, you know, they didn't just, it wasn't just a money saving thing. It was like we've always wanted to have this dish at our wedding type thing, and only grandma can cook it, whatever, right?
It's also totally a money saving thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so
why buy food if you can force your grandma to cook for you?
And so the thing that essentially did them in a sense is that one of the matriarchs of the family that they wanted to cook something special was in the hospital for a little while, and that little while crossed over during the wedding. So then they couldn't do the whole prep, and you know what I mean, they were just too sick to do it. Mm-hmm. And so what comes with that is a family member stepping in and being like, just give me the recipe and I'll do it, right? Now, this is essentially one of the things that's being cooked is a pot pie, and it is enough pot pie for like 80 people. So there's like 80 guests at this wedding, and the wedding's
that's a big pie.
It's a big set of pies. It's a big pie. It's all huge. And
be great if they tried to do it in one pie, just one giant comical buffet pie.
Yeah. And so basically,
To feed everyone, I had to increase the recipe 80 times.
I'd increase the recipe 80 times, and also the pan is grandma's bed frame. So
yeah. I was gonna say we had to cook it in a small pool.
yeah. So I mean, the pool is ruined. All right.
Wrecked.
So
wrecked.
As you enjoy
Absolutely.
this, just know you'll never swim in this thing again.
Yeah. Also, I lost my watch, so it may be in there.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
And so all you need to know is that the family member that steps in is not the one that you call off the bench. All right. This is this is someone who could really mess up a PB&J. So like this is not the type of person.
You know Aunt Caroline doesn't have taste buds.
You know Aunt Caroline burned her tongue at 82 and never been the same since. And so what ends up happening is this family member steps in, makes the pot pie. And so what's on the plate for the dinner, for the reception, is the pot pie. And the pot pie is essentially like the main, right?
Right.
So it's like almost like beef stew type pot pie with a lot of roast in it, potatoes, peas, carrots,
Right, yeah.
all the stuff, right? Like a nice thick gravy that binds it, holds it all together, and a crispy.
That's my nickname in high school too, by the way.
What did I just
thick-
say? That
Nice thick gravy. Don't worry about it.
So anyway, they're cooking the whole thing, and then they serve, and pot pies on the plate. And then there's also a side of bread, which I just personally found hilarious, because if you get enough pot pie crust, that's just a lot of bread now. And then it was like some spinach, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like everyone got like a little brownie or something that another cousin made or something like that.
Yeah.
And so they're all eating, and they're doing the speeches, while they're eating, right? So dad gives a speech, mom gives a speech, mom and, in-laws give speeches, like everybody, right? And and then they get the DJ to play that first song. They do the dances you're supposed to do, the dad-daughter dance, the first couple dance, all that stuff like that, right? And then they open up the dance floor to everybody. I don't actually know what was wrong. All I know is maybe an hour into dancing, maybe it's the gyrating, maybe it's just the heaviness of the pie, but apparently this thing was cooked wrong, and now nobody feels good. Like everybody is sick. Like, everybody is sick off this pie. I can only imagine what it's like. That must be what hell is like, to have to dance after eating some thick gravy pie. So now you're just in your own world trying to like groove to it, but you're like, ugh, 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 ugh. And so everybody, they like, I don't even remember.
Cha-cha, real smooth. Oh no. Oh no.
I don't even remember I think it was a Cupid Shuffle where people started to throw up. Like
Jesus Christ.
Like and apparently, because I wasn't at the wedding, and also even if I was invited, and so
What does that mean?
I don't know. I wouldn't have gone. But anyway,
Why you hate these people?
it's not hate. It's not hate at all. It really
it's
is
not hate.
It really isn't hate. It's just they're too much. And
What'd they do to you? Have they poisoned you on a previous occasion?
Probably close. That's actually not that far off. Like, yeah, I can see myself having almost been poisoned by some of them if I hung out and ate with them more. And so Cupid Shuffle's going, people moving, and then just a lot of like grabbing people to like hold yourself up and then just letting loose, right? So this is also happening where a couple people, I think, might be. This is an outdoor wedding.
Yeah,
it's an outdoor wedding.
Because it'd be way funnier if it wasn't.
Sure.
If they're just in a reception hall.
But it's like Family Guy levels of people starting to get sick, and there's a mad dash and then a subsequent fight for the bathrooms because it's an outdoor wedding. There's not enough bathrooms. There's not like there isn't a facility. So then there's like the sort of it's almost like a rec center bathroom. Have you ever been to one of those where it's like essentially a brick wall of zigzags and then just an open bathroom, male or female? You know what I'm talking about?
Almost like a park shelter kind of bathroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and because it's like that, it's not big. It's like 2 stalls and then a urinal trough.
Now, well, that trough's about to get full.
Yeah.
But like also, they're outside, right? And they're vomiting, but people are running to the bathrooms. Means
something else is happening.
It means something else. They're not just vomiting.
Yeah.
If you need to race, because if you're outside, go throw up in a corner. Just let it go in the grass. Man.
Yeah.
You're already puking on the grass dance floor.
Yeah. Well,
So
no, the dance floor wasn't grass.
Oh, did they have like a cover on that?
They put a cover. Yeah.
Okay. But that's just slippery.
Yeah.
Now, if something else is happening, it means there's another bodily function.
Yeah.
Betraying these people. Just putting that out there.
And so basically, as that's happening, it's like utter chaos breaks out because now there's a fight for the for the bathrooms, especially on like the male side. Like people are like grabbing each other and pulling each other out of the way and so like the family unit has broken down. Like all those speeches y'all were giving a minute ago about being a new family and having a new son and all that is gone, right? Like this is the Capulets and the Montagues, all right? All over toilets, okay?
Yeah.
And so then as this is happening, I don't know what was going through his head. I don't know anything about why this happened, but the biggest fallout of the entire event is that a cousin on the bride's side chooses this moment of utter chaos to get down on one knee and propose to his girlfriend.
Because first off, proposing at a wedding sucks. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
People are out there doing this shit. Don't do that.
I'm not
Don't
even on the side of like bridezilla, whatever culture thing, but that is a genuine attack. Like,
it is just
you propose at a wedding. Exactly.
There's no other word for it except for fucking rude. It's just rude.
It is so. It's
so rude. It ain't about you.
If you propose at a wedding and that person says yes, y'all have to stay together forever. There's no divorce now.
Yeah.
That should be the punishment.
You especially can't like have a canceled engagement.
Yeah.
You gotta be right.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If you're wrong, you're gonna hear about from whoever's wedding it was. That is who you are to them now. So first off, even outside of what's currently happening, don't do that.
Yeah.
Second, why then?
Why then? So
why then? What made you think now?
I think that's also my problem.
The way she's screaming in agony.
Yeah. The utter
lets me know I really love her.
Chaos of that moment. And then you're like, this is it. This is what we play for.
I will say it is an immediately memorable engagement.
Yeah.
For them too. No one else will because they are dying internally. So they don't.
There's a lot of internal bleeding right now. So
frankly, that may be actually. I'm going to amend what I said. That may be the only good time to propose at a wedding because no one knows you're doing it. Because they're turning inside out, so no one gives a shit that you're proposing right now. Because no one even cares a wedding's happening right now because they're dying.
Yeah. No, it's brutal.
And then you got to go around and try to tell people, like, hey, we got engaged too. And your uncle pulls his head out of the urinal trough. Good job.
Because also, yeah, that's the other thing, is that you have to factor in who's now sick from pot pie drunk.
Yeah. Pot pie drunk.
And that's also, I think that's also one of the craziest things about this wedding.
Keith is a real pot pie drunk. I don't know what it means, but I like it.
Like the thing that's also so hard to handle about this entire scenario is that it was like a summer wedding in Louisiana, which means it's hot and muggy, and you had pot pie. A stomach full of pot pie as you dance and get drunk on probably moonshine. I have no idea.
Nothing I love more on a hot summer day than a fresh out the oven pot pie. I like to sit on the porch and just scald the inside of my mouth.
Imagine
on some homemade hot pot pie.
Imagine burning your tongue in 90-degree weather in a suit.
Oh God!
Like there's nothing conducive with a good time.
In a suit. Yeah, no.
That was brutal.
Just still enjoying pot pie drunk too. Just pot. Yeah, man, we're about to go out tonight and get pot pie drunk.
Just imagine you're at a wedding, and this is happening to you, by the way. So you're at the wedding, and you don't know what's about to happen, but you know it's a little hot, and you're in a shirt and tie, maybe a suit, because you want to look nice, because it's a wedding. And then you're sitting outside, sun beating down, because it's a day wedding.
Yep.
Because if you have it at night, the mosquitoes are coming. And so it's like this afternoon wedding.
They're coming for that gravy-laden blood.
Those mosquitoes going to have high cholesterol when they get done with you.
You can... Mosquito lands on you, you can hear it breathing heavy.
Yeah. Imagine just a mosquito with diabetes now, like sitting there like, I got the sugars, something awful. You're going to have to cut off one of my wings.
Oh, man, I have overdone it. Hey, a proposal.
And so imagine you go to that wedding, you're sitting there, it's hot, and then you finally get your food, which... a lot of, like, it's getting better now that more people are taking control of their wedding and how they want to do it. But traditionally, when people do things the old way, the food only came when you were starving. Like, like weddings when I was a little kid, you go to somebody's wedding. I'm talking about when I was like itty bitty. I would go to someone's wedding and be like, hey, why haven't we eaten yet? They got married like 2 hours ago. I don't know what that has to do with my life anymore. And so then now a lot of weddings that I've been to, especially recently, have like a nice like rhythm to them, if that makes sense. Yeah.
No, generally, I'd agree with that.
And so then imagine you go to that wedding, you're already hot. You get served a piping hot pot pie. And then there's just Rebel Yell in the back, which is a liquor, but like there's just Rebel Yell to drink to wash down the pie.
I thought you meant the Billy Idol song is just playing. In the
No. There's a drink.
No, I knew what you meant. Just dancing with a plate of pot pie in the midnight hour.
And so then you start dancing, which is just shaking up your hot stomach. And then in the midst of the chaos of you trying to pull yourself together, you see a knucklehead near one of the tables proposing to his very sick girlfriend.
Do you know, did he try to get other people's attention?
I don't think
like,
so.
"Everyone?"
No.
Okay.
He like straight up just did it. But then anyone who wasn't sick, which also that's a good way to tell who doesn't like your cooking, because if anybody wasn't sick, they don't roll with what you make.
But now they're about to be sick because they're seeing a proposal at a wedding.
Yeah. And then it got back to the bride, who ended up getting very sick. And then it got back to the bride. She was like, "You tried to ruin my wedding," and now they don't speak anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I mean, why would you?
Because it'd be great if actually she was about to throw up and she's like, "Someone needs to distract you. Propose." Go. I don't. Do something. Everyone.
Oh man. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That's
then
pretty great.
the other one that I've been saving for quite a while.
Oh, damn. Okay.
You still kind of tipped it when you talked about your slight bender with your friends.
My slight bender.
Yeah, because I don't actually know what the full definition of a bender is, so
Well,
I said
mean,
slight because
the
you
thing
got
is-
sick.
No, it was just like, I think it was like I just ate a little too much and drank a little too much. It wasn't that wild. It's because I'm older and I don't like party now.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take as much, but I haven't like just had a weekend with my friends in a while. So
Out here, I got you. Living the dream, killing them, laying it down.
in the sink. Yeah.
Juicy.
Getting real juicy on the weekend. Getting that pot pie drunk. Yeah.
Just a stomach full of gravy. And then you out here trying to dance to Usher's "Yeah."
Burp, 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 burp. Burp, 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 burp. Blah!
And so the second one is is one that was told to me in college. Basically, you know how that's actually a big thing in the South, where a lot of people get married very young. Like we're talking 21, 22. Like it's a small
Same
town
up
thing
here, man.
sometimes, and sometimes it's a
hell,
culture thing.
I got married at 22. So
Yeah. It's like it's just a thing where
Totally get
you're with your people and you get to know someone so well from proximity that for a lot of people it does make sense, especially if you're not going to move. Like imagine if you're not going to move from your small town. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out how best to frame this for you. Because I'm trying to think of like which perspective is the best to tell you from.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do it from the third perspective, which is the friend that told me, instead of either person. So
Okay.
they were hanging out.
Third person omniscient.
Yeah,
narration is what we're going for
essentially
here.
third person omniscient, because I know what's going to happen. They didn't know what was going to happen. But if I pick a person to tell you, it might leave too many blanks.
Okay. Gotcha.
So they are they are friends with two people. Let's just call them Sarah and Tommy. All right.
Sarah and Tommy are the friends.
Sarah and Tommy are the friends, right?
They are the lead characters of this story.
They are indeed. Sarah and Tommy will, go out with their friends a lot and everything. And because they're in a smaller part of Louisiana, one of the main things to do is go to Walmart, right? And so,
Hey, as someone from small town Iowa, yeah, we did a lot of that.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you're young. Like when you're like once you are old enough, you go to bars and stuff like that. But
but when you're young, you go in and you look at the DVD selection, and then you just kind of go sit on the furniture.
Yeah, yeah. Or you talk about why certain things are in the $5 bin. You know?
Yeah.
What happened to his career? Where's he at right now? You know,
man,
we thought he was
Christian
big in the
Slater.
90s.
Christian Slater ain't getting shit now.
Oh,
3 of his movies on one disc.
Yeah, they would do that, and that either meant you were an icon or you were like hardcore done.
It was one or the other. Yeah, either like these are 3 classic films by somebody, or someone please buy these John Travolta movies.
Yeah, it would be like 3 Christopher Walken on a disc movies, and only one of them was one that was like a classic. The other 2 were just things he did early in his career.
And some that he's in for like a scene.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so they would go to Walmart, they would hang out. So they finally, get to be 21 and they go to bars, and it's like
so now they can buy drinks in Walmart.
Yeah, right.
really crack one and have it in the vacuum aisle.
And so once they're 21, they really start to go for it. And Sarah and Tommy both like drink pretty heavily, because that's also one of the things you do when there's nothing to do. And Tommy goes way further than Sarah, though. Like, he'll get much drunker, but then she, even in her state of drunkenness, is still able to take care of him. And so it's never so much a problem, because he's not like an angry drunk or what. He just gets like very bad on his feet, right? Like he's a faller, okay? He's a tipping risk, all right? And one day, while they're all out drinking and everything, Tommy's pretty far gone, and he slumps next to the table. And as he's slumping next to the table, everyone thinks he's falling out of sliding, falling out of his seat slowly. And he's not. He's like, someone even tries to pick him up, and he's like, no, I'm good. And he's slumped, like kind of still half in the chair, kind of leaning off the table, kind of on the ground a little bit. And he shifts over to where like one of his knees is actually on the ground and his butt is fully out of the seat. And he looks up at Sarah and he's like, will you marry me? And then Sarah, who's like not that drunk, gets furious. gets so, but that why you think, gets so angry and goes, Tommy, you did this already.
That night, or
a different time when they were alone. Tommy was a little bit drunk, what she thought was a little bit drunk. Maybe it was very drunk. Got down on one knee, proposed to her. She said yes. And they were so excited and like, they were like chill and everything like that. And then the next day, she couldn't find the ring, right?
Oh, so he even had a ring with him.
No, he had a ring with him. He had a ring with him.
Oh, okay.
She couldn't find the ring, and she was too scared to tell because he literally just proposed like the night before, or whatever. So then she doesn't tell her friends, and she doesn't tell anybody because she can't find the ring. So she's freaking out, and then a couple days later, they go out with their friends. Basically, Tommy forgot he proposed, stole the ring back because she left the ring she took off the ring that night and then like went to bed. So he sees it the next morning, grabs it thinking he must have left it out or something, has no recollection of proposing at all.
So she didn't lose it.
She didn't lose it at all. He took it back without remembering he proposed. And so then when he proposes again, she's furious because he's put her through this like maybe 2 days of freaking out, thinking that she had lost the ring. And he's proposing to her again because he forgot the first time. And he's doing it drunker.
Listen, I get that. I think kind of though, everyone's even in this one. I don't know. I feel like because she was terrified that she lost the ring. Was the only one who seemed to have known they were engaged. He forgot. I don't know. I think that might be just a good blank slate. Just because now you're bringing it down. Now it's like now we got to do a third one.
Yeah, now we got to do a third one completely sober.
So now we're fighting. So drink up so we can forget this one. And then we'll do this again in a couple nights.
100%.
Come on. Renewing vows? How about renewing your engagement every other day? That's how you keep the love alive.
Yeah, because I don't know how long this, like, I just from the story, I was like, was it the next day or whatever? And they were like, oh, it seems short. But who knows how long she thought she lost it and just tried to not mention it and tried to, whatever.
But also, look how much he wants to marry her, huh?
Mm-hmm. That he forgot he proposed.
Okay, that doesn't help the point. But I mean, he really wants to do it, so he did it a couple times, and it's and you can tell it's just what's coming out because he's drunk. You know what I mean? As long as he's not like saying a wrong name or anything. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of feels like they were meant to be together.
Kind of.
Not saying they're perfect, but it seems like they're living on the same page.
Oh man,
this is what I'm getting.
Hey, so we're actually going to wrap up this episode because Logan's camera died, and I don't know how to help him at all. I barely know how to work mine. I think that maybe I've lit myself right, but I may have been coming in very dark this whole video. If I haven't, it's because of some great post editing. But thank you so much for.
Don't put that on me.
No, I'm just saying. If
no, I'm kidding.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and we are excited to bring you these every week and to check out clips and other little parts that we're going to be putting out of episodes. And thank you for rolling with us. Happy 100, everybody, and we will be back with more.
Yeah. Thanks for listening for 100 episodes. I'm still here. You keep looking at the camera, and I'll just talk for a while. Yeah. I'm your your inner thoughts.
Yeah, I don't really like that. You've made it weird now.
Yeah, that was my goal the whole time.
Okay. Well, we will see you in a bit, and we love you very much.
Bye.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm in Sacramento right now, and I went out with some comics after the show, and one of the comics had, I believe, was his girlfriend with him, and we went to a barcade, right? And barcade closes. We leave the barcade, and almost immediately, this was such an awkward set of events. So basically, I'm talking to another comic, and the other comic and his girlfriend are standing behind me, and it's just a big group of us, right? And so then this guy, I hear some, like, not yelling, angry yelling, but some yelling behind me, And then as the guys passed me now, the comic that I was with, who's standing next to his girlfriend, like, you're good, you're good, you're good, just go, you're good, you know, whatever, right? And then the other guy kind of keeps talking and then walks fully into a pole and then bounces from walking into the pole into a bush, right? And and the other
pinball situation.
Yeah, the other guy's like, hey, you good, just keep going, right? And so then I ask him, because I was almost about to say something of like, yeah, you know, it happens, man, like, it's all right, whatever.
Right.
And then I turn around and everyone's trying not to laugh. I'm like, what happened just now? And they tell me that guy was trying to catcall his girlfriend, okay? But he clearly didn't want to do it when he was too close, because he passed them. So he didn't start catcalling, I guess, until he was running distance away, because it's very clear they're together, right?
Right, yeah.
And so then he's so busy catcalling that the guy is like, hey, you're good, you know, just keep walking. Like, he was like just trying to get rid of him, right?
Right.
But then he's like still so focused on catcalling while his head is fully turned that he walks into the pole and then bounces from the pole into the bush. And so I'm glad I said nothing, because in my head, I thought he was trying to make that dude feel better about walking into a bush. And so then that's why I was almost like, hey, yo, it happens to me too. Like, it's all good, man. Don't be embarrassed. It's okay. But what was really happening...
I was in the bush earlier. Don't worry about it. You're doing great.
What was really happening is that he was getting shot down by the girlfriend. The other guy was like not getting upset, but he was just like, hey, you should probably just keep walking.
Yeah.
And then he walks into a pole and then into a bush. And for me, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I'm just one of those people that like genuinely assumes everyone moves to the world like I do. And so then I just saw a guy. I forgot he was connected to the yelling that I heard before. I just saw a guy walk into a pole pretty hard. And then walk into a bush as he tried to recover.
Right.
You know? And so for a second, my heart went out for him, and then I was like, "Oh, you could have avoided this entire thing."
Right.
Because I almost thought they knew each other. Because it was like, "Hey, you good? Yeah, you good?" Like, because he's being cheery about it. So it's not he's not like, "Hey, you good? Keep moving." He was just like, you good?"
Yeah. I mean, but this ties again into what we were talking about last week, with how these situations just find you.
Well, also, and right just there, even be in a group. Be in a group, and the situation will find you.
Be in a group in that, but also, like you said, maybe that's part of it too. Is your perception of it is always a little different, because right away you were just like, oh, another silly cartoon man in a bush.
Yeah. No, it's also one of those things where I'm starting to like when we were out and that happened, I'm starting to see how situations pop off, because the guy was also, the comic was like, one of the reasons I was just trying to get rid of him as soon as possible is that in this area, you never know who has a gun, you know?
Yeah, sure.
And I was like,
and by this area, you mean America.
Sure.
that goes for any space anywhere.
And I'm not going to lie to you, man, it did get me thinking. Almost immediately, it got me thinking about how like if you were embarrassed, like if I walked into a bush and I had a gun, I think that just to like, a gun is such a social reset that I think that if I walked into a pole and then a bush, I think I would just fire off the gun, because then everybody's forgetting that I walked into a pole and then a bush. You know what I mean? It's almost a gun is almost, except the opposite of that Men in Black stick that makes people forget, because once you pull the gun out, no one remembers anything before the gun. It's just true adrenaline, you know? So if you had your fly down and somebody was like, "Oh, hey, your fly is down," and you were super embarrassed, you really just need to pull a gun out, and then like no one's thinking about your fly anymore.
this would just be a good place for maybe a quick legal disclaimer of this is a satirical podcast. You should never pull out a gun to solve any situation ever. Josh Johnson or other employees of the Josh Johnson Show do not believe you should pull out a gun.
But if you had a gun, if you had a gun and then somebody was like, there's spinach between your teeth, and you were just like, oh God. Fire one into the ceiling.
I mean, a gun is a social reset. Is like a, I don't know, like a Nirvana lyric or something. That sounds like such an angsty song title.
Yeah, a gun is a social reset.
Yeah, wow. That's one way of thinking about it.
I just mean, like, if that dude had genuinely had a gun and then pulled it out, the bush is like the furthest thing from my mind now.
I don't know. I'd have a hard time not remembering that. Because honestly, my first thought might just be like, oh, he'd fallen in the bushes was embarrassing. So he wanted to shoot his way out of that scenario.
I think it would be that, because that's the conversation we're having right now. I think that if you were standing with us, especially to say that we didn't all know what happened until later when we discussed it, I think that you would just be like, that guy had a gun.
Okay, but I the bush is still going to be my mind, because if anything, it's going to be a man jumped out of a bush with a gun.
Yeah, which is still
no, it's still going to be not the original story, but
it's still
but the bush
better for him too, because now he's jumped out of a bush with a gun instead of he walked into a bush, took a 10-second pause.
Right,
you could see him contemplating his life, and then he pulled out the gun.
Fair. Yeah, a frazzled man fell out of a bush, and he was armed.
Yeah. So it had to make you wonder, where was he coming from? Had he just fought off the bush people? Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, is he a hero?
Why didn't he fire on them? Why is he firing at the air?
Yeah, is that bush some sort of, is it like a Lion Witch wardrobe situation? That bush leads to a different kingdom that needed to learn a lesson?
Yeah, it just needed to be taught, needed to be checked.
Needed to taught something. Yeah, they had to appreciate what they had in life.
Like, if someone came out of a bush with a gun, I don't even think you'll remember they came out of a bush. You'll just be like, someone is firing.
No, I disagreed. If they come out of the bush, like, I'm going to be like, even if I'm running away, I'm going to be like, that man from the bush has a gun. Like, the bush is going to be on my mind.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not gonna immediately know or think about how he got to the bush. The bush, because to me, then it's not just a dangerous man with a gun. That's a dangerous man with a gun who's also maybe magic. You know what I mean? He's some sort of angry forest sprite.
Yeah, I mean,
who has had enough.
Because I didn't even hear the catcalling, but from their perspective, the whole thing was probably so much funnier than what I saw. Because by the time I saw him, he was about to walk. Like, I was about to warn him about the pole, because his head was fully turned.
Right.
And so then he walks in, and the way, I didn't know that there was a worse way to walk into a pole than head on. If you walk into a pole when you just off of this one person, so I guess I don't have much data to go on, but if you walk into a pole while your head is completely turned, you definitely almost bite your tongue.
Definitely bite your tongue. Extra disorienting, because you're not sure what's hitting you.
Yeah, he probably thought it was a guy.
Probably.
Yeah.
And it's skinny too, so even if you put your arms up to like push off of it, you're gonna miss.
And the worst
part,
not
like you walked into a wall,
is that if he had gone the other direction, he wouldn't have hit any bush at all. But he tried to like recover too quick. This person's also probably clearly drunk. Tried to recover too quickly, and then in his attempt to sort of like spin out of it and still look cool, he went into a bush.
Right, yeah. And then he tried to spin out of that and make it look cool. And then he fell into something else. He tried to roll off of that, cool.
Yeah.
Fell into a manhole.
Yeah. All the while screaming, "It's all good, shorty.
It's all good." How are the shows so far in Sacramento? I know you got a couple more
Yeah,
tonight.
they're good. Yeah, so we have 2 more, and yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been a good time.
Too sorry I'm not there.
Oh, it's okay. There's gonna be other shows.
Yeah, no, I know. But we're right now. Now that I'm home and not in Sacramento with you, I'm helping Jess watch her infant nephew for a couple days, and
I was so sure you were about to say a TV show.
No.
Like I'm helping Jess watch Game of Thrones.
Well, there's too many names to keep track of, and all this lore and stuff, and so I keep charts for her. I let her know.
Yeah. You have the map from the beginning of the books.
Yep. Yeah, I have all that up there. We put pins in it for each new place we see in Westeros, and it's going well. She's having a hard time, keeping the Starks separate, but that's fine. She'll get there.
Yeah.
I got flashcards for her. We're going to work on that tonight.
I've started Game of Thrones now, and I am at season 5, episode 3.
Oh, did you never watch it before?
No, I never watched it before.
Oh, I thought you watched it when it was on.
No. I'm glad that I didn't, because my friend who loves it, read the books, loves it, right?
Right.
He is like, once you get to season 6, just stop.
Yeah, that's true. You're getting
really?
Warning.
And he was like, yeah, anything past season 6 just ruins everything because it's so hard to follow. It technically doesn't make sense, and because in your head that this is a studio thing, not a story thing.
Yeah.
Because HBO rushed it. Like, that's the other thing about letting stuff like that go public is like they apparently they went to the author of the books and just in a general meeting about more seasons and renewals and all that stuff, asked him how many more seasons there were in the story, like if it were to play out the way it had been playing out. And apparently he said 3, and I guess that was too much because they want Star Wars. And so,
but that's not HBO. That was the creators. The
creators. Sorry.
Weiss and Benioff, because HBO wanted to keep going, and Martin wanted to keep going. They all wanted to do 10 seasons.
That's right. My bad. It's not HBO's
but Weiss
fault.
and Benioff wanted to leave to do Star Wars, which they ultimately lost. Also, probably because they fucked up the landing to Game of Thrones so bad.
Yeah. So basically, I'm excited to almost be done. Not because I don't love it, I'm really enjoying it, but because this is a rare thing. This is the rare thing where you either start a show so late that the world is so far removed that there's like, I've encountered no spoilers. I mean, to be fair, I've been binging it, so I've torn through a third of a season in a day, sort of thing. But also, the cool thing is that someone is giving me a warning that I definitely need to enjoy the overall thing more than some people who love it. That's what's so crazy. It's like, he loves it more than I do. Yeah, so you love it. Like, people love it way more.
And here's the thing, and I fucking agree. Yeah, stop when you get to that point, because it does. It ruins your love of the show.
Wow.
Like, it was like my favorite show, and that last season fucked it up so hard for me. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, I hardly it killed it in the social consciousness for a little while. We didn't no one wanted to talk about Game of Thrones for a few years.
You know what's also funny about that, but what's almost good about that in a sense is that that's why I'm not encountering any spoilers, because everything. What's crazy? So I remember
we were all so mad we stopped talking about it.
Yeah, I remember being on tour early on when it was ending. Right?
Yeah.
And so early on in the tour with Trevor, it was ending, and Trevor was waiting to watch the whole season. So he was hearing how people were getting mad, but he was like, oh, I'm just going to, on a weekend where I'm off, binge the whole season, whatever. And everyone that I encountered, even when we would talk about it later, was so angry that there were no spoilers. Like, it was probably the angriest I've seen a lot of my chill friends that I never actually see upset. They were so mad that they actually couldn't spoil it because there was nothing coming out of their mouth but curse words. It wasn't even plot points. It wasn't even like people, because you know how I haven't watched the Harry Potter movies, and I've read I read up to the 5th book, and I think I'd just have to start again if I was going to get into it.
Right.
Because like Sally's read them all, and I think she's watched all the movies. But just something I don't know, something with life, just like after the 5th book, I just genuinely did not have time, and then years passed. But at least when people didn't like something in the movie, they talked about it.
Right.
People hated the ending of Game of Thrones so much that it was actually like it was like everyone finding out they had a secret child with the worst person they'd ever met. Like, you're not even getting the full story. You're literally just getting like, and how could that? Oh, like no one was finishing sentences.
Well, because a big part of it wasn't even just about how it ended. It's that it was a different show in the last season. Like they completely, all the patience was gone. All of the like how they used to really slowly build up. When you sprint a story like that, it's stupid. What made that show good was that they took the time to really build the lore, really dig into the characters, and build out that world. And in the last season, they're like, fuck, we got to end this. And when you sprint through it, then it just becomes a silly little dragon story. Like it didn't feel the same. And I want to get out ahead of this now. I'm not going to read any emails about Game of Thrones. Just telling you that right now. I don't want a bunch of emails either agreeing with us or trying to defend Game of Thrones. Not reading them. Just letting you know that now. All right. Just getting ahead of that. I'm not doing it.
I mean, it would be funny to become a full Game of Thrones podcast. What a left turn that would be.
That would be
to be like.
Okay, that I would be on board for it if we just turned to a Game of Thrones rewatch podcast.
It'd be so crazy because it's like we're like years in now.
We're years into this.
It's like, and we've never talked about a show for more than 8 minutes. And so
there's enough episodes of Game of Thrones to fill like an entire year of episodes too.
Yeah.
We could just do a whole year of just Game of Thrones.
Yeah, just a companion podcast to watch as you rewatch. That would be so insane. What a way to potentially tank the entire show is just like,
and we won't commit fully to it either, because we will stop at the 6th season too. So we won't even do the full watch.
It's like doing the first 3 episodes of Firefly as a podcast. It's just like, what? Then why are you even talking about it? You know, we just really love that first little bit.
Yeah. After that, I kind of stopped paying attention, but those first ones I like.
Yeah. We just do like a Kim Possible podcast. Just shows people have truly forgotten.
Yeah. We're gonna watch Perfect Strangers.
Hey,
they did like 7 years of that show.
Like, I'm looking up now. Let's see.
What show we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a good? We'll just do. We'll become a Mr. Bean rewatch podcast. Because that's mostly all sight gags too, so it's gonna be hard to talk about.
We just become a Bates Motel podcast.
Bates Motel, that's a good pick, actually. Yeah, because that was a show that was kind of popular in its first season, and then everyone just kind of forgot about it, and I think it ended now, right? It has to have.
I think it actually got way more seasons to say that it. To say that it's over, it got way more seasons than years people were talking about it.
How many seasons did it get?
I think it got 3.
3? I was thinking even 4, maybe.
Let me see.
But yeah, I remember like everyone talked about that first season, and then everyone's like, all right, neat. Something else came out.
5 seasons. Jeez.
Damn. Well, all right.
Good on them.
Get ready for our Bates Motel. Well, it's not even rewatch. I never watched it to begin with.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. It's good to know what we're doing for the next year. And a half. Probably 3 years. 5 seasons.
5 seasons depends how many they did a year, but I mean, yeah. If you go at least 10 episodes a season for cable usually, so you're looking at least probably 50 episodes or more. So that's at least a year. At least a solid year of of Bates Motel.
It would be
What
would be amazing is to do like a companion to a show that doesn't exist. Like just like following a show.
Yeah.
And like
I've pitched that idea to someone before, and I think they said that they knew of somebody who was doing something like that.
But, I see.
But I like the idea of that too, of just throwing in twists every now and then, new characters. But you have to keep the canon consistent too.
Yeah.
You have to actually build the show.
One of the other things that happened when we were out last night. So I told you we went to that barcade. As we were waiting to get in the barcade, because there's just something about being in LA where there's more, not LA, but in California where there's more lines to get into places. I feel like maybe it's because in Brooklyn, unless the place is like super popping or unless everyone there going is like college age, no one really waits in line that much. Like even when I'm in the city and I'm walking past bars and clubs, the lines are very short. And so we saw a couple lines to get into bars and stuff, and we walk up to the coin op, and there's a very short line. It's not a big deal. But
the coin op, what did you say?
Coin op is the barcade's name.
Oh, okay.
And
we hadn't said that yet, so I didn't know if that was just a term I didn't know.
No. And so basically, as we're in line, this guy passes by and is yelling at the top of his lungs. He's like, "Hey man, fuck coin op, all right? Sick of y'all, man." Like just yelling, just indiscriminate yelling, but also walking, like not stopping, not talking to the staff or anything.
Ran into a pole and pulled out a gun.
I would love if there's a true backstory there. Like it seemed like something that a drunk guy was just doing for attention, but if coin op actually wronged him and he only has a gripe with the overall establishment, nobody in it, that's one of the funniest things in the world to me. It's like when someone is like, "Man, I hate Taco Bell," but they don't even mean like they didn't even have an interaction there. They didn't have an event.
Thing there.
They just hate the idea that Taco Bell exists. And that's what it seemed like was going on with this coin op. Because then even the guys checking IDs were like, like they had a weird, I don't know if they knew him or if they were just like having a particularly exhausting day. But he yells and they're like, yeah. To no one. It's not like they're talking to us and we're talking about it and they're like, yeah. Like,
yeah, so either that way that guy does that every night or maybe there's something fishy about coin op and they're even like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because
hey,
this guy
work, man.
This guy seems like the Don Quixote of coin op. Like he's just like out here trying to joust that windmill, thinking it's a monster.
Because you remember that scene Don Quixote where he was riding around just going, "Man, fuck windmills."
Yeah.
Not doing anything else about it.
Hey, everybody knows. Everybody remembers. Everybody's read the old Don Quixote. Everybody's listened to the opera.
Fuck windmills. They're stupid. What do they even do?
What do they even do? What do they even help with?
Then someone starts explaining to him what they do, and he's just like, "Man," just rides away.
"Man, I don't really like magic, so y'all
want
keep
nothing to
that.
do with it. Fuck your windmills." I also like how I mentioned that we're currently watching a baby, and you had zero follow-up thoughts for that.
Oh, it's just the way that you said baby. You took so long to say baby that I was like, this is a show. This is TV. And so how has it been watching this is her infant nephew?
Yeah, he's a toddler. He's a little under 2.
Okay.
I mean, I'm exhausted, and I'll be honest, I've hardly done anything, but just
like keeping you up, or what's
No, not even. Just having a child around just gives you a level of anxiety where it's your responsibility to keep it alive.
Okay. I mean, I believe you. I believe you.
What's weird about that?
There's nothing weird about that. I guess I just mean like, are you still stressed out if the baby's like sleeping?
No, because I was asleep also. But
oh, okay.
No, but it's just like even today too. It's like Jess is with him, and she's like, "Oh, go do your work you gotta do," and I'm downstairs working. But that also means I'm actually she's gonna stop me every 10 minutes to come watch him while she does something else, which is okay.
I see.
I'm happy to help, but it's just like it's a constant.
It's on your mind.
Wrench in your day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just even when I'm trying to get to work on something, I still have to like, she'll still be like, "Honey," and I'm like, "Okay," and like I don't blame her for that. If she needs help with something, I'm happy to help. But it is like, even that you just can't actually have the time to go do the stuff you're normally doing. He's mostly chill, but like even just watching it for a little bit today, like one of the YouTube shows that calms him down, just watching it, just like staring angrily at this cheery woman singing songs for children. I'm like, I know it's a me problem. I know I'm the problem here. That's not what this lady's doing.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
I feel myself being the monster. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
you did remind me of something though. This is like,
go for it.
Just because because you said like angrily at this cheery woman. When I was I had to be like early teens. Maybe I was like 12, 13, whatever. Went to the fair. And this is like what we talked about before on the show. It's like that parking lot type fair thing, right?
Yeah. Carnival.
Yeah, like circus-y,
Yeah, carnival, a street fest.
Yeah.
Maybe people would call it,
Yeah. And so we go, and as we're hanging out there, maybe I went with Jacob. I'm trying to remember who I was with and everything. But there was someone who was like, I guess selling pies, like just like true, all American. Here's a pie that I just made, and I'm selling it at the fair. Or like
you saying that with a question mark almost makes it more seem like you don't know what pies are.
No, I know what a pie is. I'm just saying that it felt
pies,
weird.
I think I don't know.
It felt because I don't know if there was a pie contest, so it felt weird to let this random person do this, because this is a place where everything is like paid for, and it looks like it's part of the traveling thing. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
So the funnel cake area wasn't just like a lady who loves to make funnel cakes and then she brought some from home. And so it felt a bit odd. It felt like a county fair thing was happening at a carnival.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I get you. Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, it's a little bit of both. Like, it is a fair, so like, I guess good on them. Anyway, this lady is like she is so happy about her pies, and she's like barking for people to come, like taste a sample or get one of her pies or whatever, which already is not, to me, it's something. She's at like the heart area of the fair, and to me she should be near the parking lot, because like, who's gonna buy a pie and then walk around with it and do rides with it? Do you know what I mean?
Especially like a full pie,
full pie. And so in my head I'm like, hey, you're in, like, even as a young kid I was like, you should be where the cars are, where people are heading out, because then they I mean, maybe
pie is driving food.
Yeah, maybe she straight up just had done that before and realized, oh, people are full when they're leaving, so like, let me be at the heart of the whatever. Because you definitely can't try to get in at the front, because now nobody wants a pie now. Like, I haven't been on any rides. I don't have a fork. Like, this is.
Here's the thing. I appreciate the thought you're putting into it, but I think what you're touching on is that there's not a lot of ideal scenarios to just sell whole pies.
No.
Like out in the world, not in a store.
Yeah. And
there's too many variables.
There's too many variables. It's just too messy,
It's too messy. It's a cumbersome treat.
And so and so she's like barking for people to, get the pies. And I think where she was near the hammer, where like the test your strength hammer.
Yeah.
Okay. So she was over there. So a lot of people were already going to try. And maybe she planned that. Maybe she wanted to be where an attraction was that was going to get a lot of foot traffic. But she's clearly getting on everybody's nerves. Like hardcore, because she doesn't have a lot of slogans. So it's just the same thing. And she's yelling. And it's just the same thing over and over, right?
Yeah.
So even as you're in line to play the sledgehammer thing, you hear this woman like 52 times.
Okay.
It's just it's too repetitive, and what's happening is she's yelling at every person that passes instead of every so often. Because let the sign do the work. A sign is silent yelling. You know?
Yeah, sign is social yelling. A gun is a social reset.
I'm just saying, if you see a billboard, someone might have screamed. They might as well have screamed. For the effect that it has on you.
And in fact, we should do that to create more jobs. Let's get rid of billboards and just put a guy up there.
I mean, it's going to take several guys.
Even better, more jobs.
Yeah.
This is my platform that I'm running on.
And so, basically...
No more billboards, just loud dudes.
Basically, as she's getting on everybody's nerves and everything, this woman that's like from another booth and that she just has some other beef with walks up, and her demeanor totally changes, right? So she goes from like chipper, happy, everything, just like stone face, like ready to swing. It looks like, you know, like I didn't. You ever see someone without knowing them? You see someone and then you see a change in them that's so fast you didn't think they'd be capable of it.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's yelling, like, because that was other thing she was doing. She was yelling the like types of pies that she had. So she's just like rhubarb, pecan. Like it was just, she had come up with a little rhythm for it, and it would have been cute to hear.
Sounded
once.
like she was going to say pecan twice there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Rhubarb, pecan, rhubarb. It's like she's got two pies there.
Yeah, rhubarb, pecan, rhubarb, chocolate, pecan, rhubarb. But she had this like little rhythm to listing all the pies, you know?
Right.
And so you see someone doing that with like a chipper face, and then when someone else walks up and their face just drops, right? So she over here, pecan, rhubarb, apple, chocolate, like, and then just nothing, right?
Right.
And then her and the other lady have words that are kind of quiet, like they're not yelling at each other or anything. But then
rhubarb, pecan.
Rhubarb, pecan, rhubarb, apple, cherry, rhubarb, pecan, rhubarb. And then they both just turn into pies. And so it's a pie witch. You know pie witches.
Pie witches.
Yeah, they go out there, and it makes you scared to eat the pie because you're like, is this a pie or is this a person?
Is this a pie witch?
And so then they're, quietly talking and everything. And then the lady, this shouldn't make me laugh as much as it makes me laugh. But then the lady who walked over, who is having words with her, is talking to her, maintains eye contact, and slides a pie off the table and then walks away.
Hell yeah. Oh, it'd be a shame if something happened to this rhubarb. Bam.
We've been talking about social resets. Hey, social ransom. Yeah. All right. I would hate for something to happen to this pecan, rhubarb chocolate.
Perhaps for a small fee, we'll make sure you get through this carnival and or festival safely.
Well, I already paid the fee for the booth. No, this is different.
Nah, this is let's just say we're not with the festival.
Look, let's just say I don't want anything to happen to those beautiful pecans, all right?
Yeah. Sure what'll happen, Bruno. And then he does the hammer thing. He's been waiting in line the whole time.
You think he's been waiting in line for the hammer test, and he's just been waiting with this guy?
He's been waiting for the threat. So then this guy's been off to the side waiting for him to get to the front of the line to go do the threat.
Also, pie goes all over them. Like, pie goes all over everybody. But yeah, she just slowly, and the way the
Like a cat.
This is the other disrespect about it. She slid it off so slowly that the other lady could have saved it. Like, she maintained eye contact, but her hand is like, and then she's whispering. She's like,
rhubarb pecan.
it's still on the table when it's here. Like she didn't pick one that was at the edge of the table. She slid a pie from like the middle of the table. She had to take a step.
She had to do a little like traffic jam with the
She had to take a step to slide this pie all the way off the table.
Did the pie lady just not notice that she was pushing it?
I think the pie lady was getting so pissed that she was just like, you ever get so mad that you don't
She was
react?
just tunnel vision.
Yeah, she was just tunnel vision. Like, and it just, what I'd like to believe they were whispering is just like, I'm going to slide this pie off the table. I'm going to slide it off the table. Oh, you better not do that. Oh,
Don't do that.
I am going to do that because I don't like you and I don't respect
you. Let go of my pie.
And I don't
let go
like
of my pie.
And I don't like what you do with your life.
How dare you? My pie's so good.
And
Why
now
don't do
it's
it?
off the table. Now it's off the table.
I didn't want you to do that.
Now there's grass in your pecans. Enjoy.
Finally, another ingredient.
Enjoy your ant pie. Bitch.
It's ironic because I'm the pie ant.
Yeah, but then also she took a second to like clearly was gathering herself, which I did feel a little bit bad about because as annoying as she was yelling, it was like, well, now this person's just devastated, right?
Right.
And then takes a minute to gather herself and then starts like yelling again with the, pecan, rhubarb, like all the stuff. But
just with tears running down her face.
But the pie is still on the ground. And she just never picked it up because I guess she felt like it would have been too much of a step down to pick up the pie. What are you going to do with that?
What are you going to do with that? Then you got to find a garbage can or something, or you can't have a fucked up pie sitting on your table.
Yeah.
So I think the best course of action is to pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Pecan, rhubarb, grass.
Pecan, rhubarb, ground.
Yeah. Also speaking.
Oh, that one's not for sale.
That one's not for sale unless you're that bitch Heather. I'll sell it to her for free. It's like, well, it's not really a sale then.
That's a gift, I think, what you just...
Oh, it won't feel like a gift. She wants to put my pie on the ground. She can join my pies on the ground. She can have a little bit of that dirt flavor with some of that pecan.
I mean, if she's the one that put it on the ground, she probably doesn't want it. It sounds like you don't know what to do with this.
No, she's gonna love it. All right, she's gonna love the pecan. She's gonna love the dirt.
Now you think she's gonna like it? Interesting.
Yeah, because just burst out into tears.
You ever been in a fight before?
I just wish I knew the backstory. It's just two middle-aged women that were like having words very quietly, but then what an alpha move.
Did you see where the other lady came from? Did she come from a different booth?
No, but I saw her later behind like a squirt gun booth.
Interesting.
Yeah, so she wasn't even selling other foods like
a rival baked good.
Yeah,
that was my first. My first thing was like, ooh, these are rival.
Yeah, it would be
bakers.
Great. Pie versus funnel cake would be fire. Yes.
Yeah, that thing. That's what I was hoping for, I guess.
Honestly, if she this is a person who's clearly unhinged though, because as minor of a thing as it is to do, it does feel like I felt like this was a crazy person when I was watching her.
Oh no, it's a wildly aggressive move.
Yeah. And so
passively aggressive move, maybe.
And so what I will say is if she was running the funnel cake station, she would have come over with hot grease. Like this person. Our saving grace is that she was behind the squirt gun thing and those squirt guns can't move.
Yeah. Maybe that used to be the spot for the squirt gun booth.
Oh,
They
used
to have that prime real estate.
That could be it. The squirt gun
it.
booth used to be near the sledgehammer.
Yeah. So it was great back and forth money of people waiting for the hammer. They'd come over to the squirt gun, vice versa.
And now this pie lady messed the whole thing up.
And no one wants these damn pies walking around a carnival. Unless you're going to have a pie throwing game.
Yeah.
This is games. This is the game row.
Yeah.
Make a game out of this pie. And I got a new game for you. It's called ground pie.
I got a new game for you. It's called Do You Have the Balls to Stop Me While I Slide a Whole Pie Off of Your Table? Because also, look, this is the other thing, and I don't know this woman's situation. I really don't. So I can only make fun of it so much because I'm sure there's a logical, maybe she had a van full of pies, but she did not have a lot of pies at that table. So by sliding a pie off the table, you took out like a fifth of her inventory.
really took down
Dude,
part of her.
there weren't that many
really
pies on the
stock.
table. So either she had already sold a bunch or she wasn't selling any, so she didn't bring any.
Yeah.
Because the fair is for the whole weekend.
Yeah, and maybe she doesn't fully understand fairs, and she doesn't think that clowns are a part of it. They think clowns just come to it. And she's like, you know what, clowns love pie.
You know what I
pies and seltzer water. That's what I have.
I didn't even see how much the pies were. I would love if just to cover her costs. Yeah, just to cover her costs, each pie was $200. Like every slice of pie is full $200.
And you said this is by the entrance.
No, this wasn't by the entrance.
No?
This is in the heart of the
In
fair.
the heart of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
this doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I buy a pie and then ride around?
But even the entrance isn't really like there's. I don't know. I'm just not. When would I want a pie? A full pie.
That's what I'm saying. The closer to the exit where the parking lot is seems like the best place.
That's the best, but the best is still not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still buying a fucking carnival pie.
Also, we got pie at home. Okay.
We got pie at home. Yeah, I want the pie that a bunch of people have walked by and coughed on. And
Yeah, someone's definitely farted on that pie.
that's where I want to get my pie.
Yeah.
In a place full of of old machinery and old games that have been touched by 9,000 people a year.
Yeah.
That's where I want to get my baked goods to take home.
You know what I like sprinkled over my pie? Rust from the Ferris wheel from on high.
Yeah. It's why when you go to a carnival, you want deep fried stuff because then you at least know nothing survives that. So this food might be nasty, but at least it's clean. You know what I mean? No germs survive that frying process. Tell me I'm wrong.
I feel like that's not quite I feel like you could still have dirty grease. I feel like
You can
that's
still have dirty grease,
but
but
so clean might be a stretch. Definitely burned. These germs are scorched.
yeah, it's clean nasty. It's the cleanest nasty you're gonna get.
Yeah. Okay, so look, this thing, you may even need to cut this because this may not be funny to anyone but me. But
Usually means we're gonna talk about it for a while.
you know, like an ick, like when you get the ick and stuff.
Are you talking about that in like the terms of the terms of your stand-up joke? How you do it?
Yeah. Just like how
Okay.
you get the ick when you like someone, but whatever.
See, 'cause that was something I learned about because of your stand-up bit. I didn't know it was a thing people were talking about. was
Yeah,
the ick
yeah.
or whatever.
In case you don't know what the ick is, it's when you like someone, in this case, actually love someone, but then they do something that's so, it's such a turn off for you that you don't see them the same way, and you get the ick, and you either, I mean, sometimes you still continue on and then fall in love anyway, but almost always you just stop being like attracted. That's why it usually happens on the early end, because once you love someone, it's very hard to get an ick that is, because an ick is also innocuous. It's not like something obviously horrible and huge,
Right. But you're saying when it happens later, you're less likely to like end the relationship, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Because I had an ick recently with Jess actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she said bagel instead of bagel, and it was a real.
Was there something in her mouth?
No, she just straight up said it. Just straight was like bagel, and I was like, that is. And here's the thing: I've heard her say bagel before too.
So this was just a mistake, or does
Maybe,
she
but
think that it's pronounced either way?
I don't know. I don't know. She got real close to when she said milk the other day, and it really sounded like milk with like an E. And I was like, "Hun, what's going on here? Are you okay?"
Yeah. That's wild. It's not like
some of them have come out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you're like, hey, we should go to a speech therapist together, just together to like see if we're still saying everything the same and, feel good about how we pronounce things and stuff.
Yeah. Let's just set it, let's set what the pronunciations are. Let's agree together.
Does your tongue feel like a tool or like it's in the way?
Yeah. Yeah, you feel, is there a lot of turmoil going on in there? Mm-hmm. I just want to know. Because we can sort that out. Yeah. I don't know. That's just a joke. That's not like an ick, but it's you say your mic.
Yeah.
Or did you hit the table?
No, I hit the mic with my hand pretty hard as I was trying to discreetly move.
Well, it wasn't that discreet because you went, ow.
Yeah, I just had to let it out. So
I was trying to be discreet about it, so I looked you in the eye and said, ow.
So I was like when you do a show and like when you do a show and the audience is like just tipsy enough where they're not fully making sense. Even when you ask more questions, it's not getting any better.
Yeah.
So I just asked this random couple what their ick was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't know who did it. It was a man and a woman sitting together. And I had asked the man, but then the woman spoke up. But then it sounded for a second like she was talking about herself. But then it seemed like maybe the guy had done it. Basically, the ick that they both agreed they had was, this is so specific, but one of them came home one night and from a long trip as well. So hadn't been home for a while. And they come home and their partner, because once again, they were so like drunkenly trying to explain the thing that I could not gather who did what. I even asked them straight up at one point, and then they busted out laughing instead of answering me. One of them came home from a long trip, and their significant other was seated on the floor in front of the TV with just an entire like a tin is the only way to put it, like a baking pan tin, deep like right out of the oven foil of pot pie. And they had clearly been eating the pot pie from the tin on the floor and had gotten through quite a bit of it, like had eaten half of it, But
like it's like a full pie, not like a mini one.
No, not like a mini pot pie. We're talking about, it shouldn't even be called a pot pie because it's so big. It's like a pot cake. And so they had so much pot pie on them because clearly they were drunk when they did it. So they drunk, like, I don't know how you stay drunk this long because pot pies, like homemade pot pies, take forever, right?
Yeah, especially if it's that big, you're going to have to bake it. You're not microwaving that. Or they did. That's why it's so messy, is they broke this thing in half and shoved it in the microwave.
And then clearly ruined the microwave because you can't put that much metal in a microwave.
Nope. Yeah.
And so then they're sitting on the floor with first of all, the spatula is their utensil. So they don't even have a fork or a spoon. They are eating straight from the spatula. They're eating spatula at a time pot pie, right? Mm-hmm. And the pot pie is on the floor. And the thing that kept popping up to me was like the kid in Matilda eating the cake. Because I'm like, you've got a lot of pot pie to get through.
Yeah.
And they're clearly putting in work. Because it's like half gone or whatever. But they've just got so much pot pie juice spilled on their shirt. And it looks insane. It looks like a grown toddler Like you're watching this infant. Imagine if that infant now was 150 more pounds and like middle aged in front of the TV, had a job and knew how to bake a full pot pie that must have at least been decent because you've eaten half of it.
Yeah, it's like a kid that never learns to to stop chewing his shirt, and getting it all covered in spit, But now he's 40 and still does that.
I forgot until you said that. I forgot any kid did that.
I'm around too many of them.
That's so funny. And so so they come home and they're just like sitting like almost in pot pie because they've also spilled a ton because it's a slated spatula. So it's like it's
great.
one of the spatulas where like clearly juices are gonna go through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's just like pot pie on the lip. It's like pot pie on their chin. It's all down the shirt. It looks like they jumped in the pot pie.
Right, yeah.
Like they dove it, and so they're just
they did a slip and slide with pot pie.
Yeah, and
pot pie slip and slide.
Apparently,
the game that's sweeping the nation.
They're not even sitting like crisscross. They're sitting with legs open, with the pie as close to the thighs as they could get it. So they're eating over the pie, but it's also like on the floor. And that's why I said the toddler thing because they look like how a toddler would.
And
eat.
This is a couple that's still together.
There's a couple that's still together, but then
we're together at this point.
And and then I'm like, that's a I'm just gonna walk situation. Like keep the house, keep everything in it. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the thing that's
I'm gonna change my name. Here's my phone. I'm smashing it in front of you so you know not to call me.
The thing that's so wild about it is that they were both agreeing, which means whoever did this gave the other person the ick and gave themselves the ick. Because they were both like, oh, this is the most disgusting thing I had ever seen. But one of them did it.
Well, and the fact that they were together when it happened, because honestly, to be that drunk and eating a full pot pie like that sounds like one of them got dumped.
Yeah, no one should be doing this in a happy life.
No, that's not that's not behavior for when you're doing well.
Yeah, that's not
just
like
mentally and emotionally.
Hey, my girl's out of town, so you know what the boys go do.
Yeah,
full pot pie weekend, okay? we go get nasty with it. All right, we getting baked, and when I say baked, I mean pot pie, baked every day. Okay,
God, the boys slurp some gravy.
it's gonna be juicy. You gonna be slipping.
Yeah,
crusty at the top.
Getting them veggies in.
Yeah,
I mean the boys.
Maybe a little bit of stew meat in there just to spice it up.
Yeah, just like Grandma used to make.
Just
the
like
OG bro.
Just like Grandma used to make, except way too much that Grandma never made. She did a reasonable amount. I'm a ball out.
She made the right amount. She made the right amount. She was a responsible woman, but not me.
But not me. You know what I mean? I got to flex on them. And by flex on them, I mean get so sick that I cannot flex a single muscle,
Yeah. Now give me the spatula with the biggest holes in it.
Give me the spatula that'll let people know, hey, I eat like a baby.
Yeah. These clothes, they don't go in the wash. They go in the fire.
Yeah, not my lucky shirt, okay?
Nuh-uh. These clothes will not be saved because it's about to get so crazy in here.
I'm about to be soaked in pot juice.
Shit.
All right?
We might have to buy a new house.
Yeah.
For how wild it's going to get this weekend with the pot pies and the boys.
Hey, when I say the boys, I do mean just me.
I mean me by myself. I have trouble making adult friends.
Also,
pie.
Also, we have a carpet, so this living room will be ruined, okay? There's certain decisions you can't make with carpet that I'm going to make anyway because I'm nice like that.
See, now I'm going to go ahead and combine these stories and say that this is how the pie lady who got bullied at the fair reacted. She went home and got drunk and made a pot pie.
And made a pot pie and just spilled most of it on herself.
Just spilled most of it.
Which is also very hot. Like that, like if you burn yourself, have you ever burned yourself with a pot pie before?
Sure. I mean, I burned myself with many food.
Well, this is my memory. This is why I'm this person is living foul, is because when I was little, one of the first things that I used the oven for, because it was a big deal that I was using the oven when I was a little kid, because for so long I was told not to touch it. And then finally they were like, you're old enough that if you want something that gets made in the oven, you can put it in. You just have to follow the instructions. And so I remember, this is so insane. I remember wanting a pot pie. I think I was at my grandma's house. I wanted a pot pie, and this is so dumb. I wanted a pot pie, and they were like, follow the instructions. So I followed the instructions, and they were watching over me as well to make sure I was like doing it right. Preheated the oven, got it to 400, took out the pie out of the box, undid the film, everything, like, and then put the pie in. I was feeling like a big boy, right? And then the oven.
Gonna clip that audio to use later.
The oven like a big boy didn't have a timer on it, or at least the timer didn't work, so I had to keep time myself. So I was watching the clock, because the clock said in 20 minutes the pot pie is going to be ready. It was a little mini one, right? And so I'm just watching, and every so often I'm even having like, panic attack is a strong word for it, but I'm even having moments of like freaking out, because I'll be watching TV and then remember I haven't checked the clock in a while, so I'm like, did I miss it? You know what I mean? Like, because I want the perfect golden brown pot pie to prove that I could use the oven.
Yeah, you got a lot riding on this.
Yeah, and so
this is an important pot pie.
So then I see the time. I'm freaking out because it's 20 minutes. I looked just as it was turning 19, and so I remember counting down the seconds on the clock, because I thought that's how cooking worked. Like, I thought that at 20 minutes it would be perfect. And so then I lowered the oven door, and like somehow, whether I wasn't told or I just forgot, somehow information about oven mitts had slipped through the cracks. So it doesn't even occur to me to grab an oven mitt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
you didn't know this was a thing that existed.
Yeah. And so I
just reach on in.
I reach in and grab the pot pie, right? Now the pot pie's tin that it's in is like a foil type aluminum, around it that it cooks in.
Yeah.
And so I reach in, I grab it. The way that I grab it is I grab with my index finger and just the I guess like inside of my thumb around the foil part, but then I end up putting my thumb in the pie when I'm grabbing it to pull it out.
Oh.
And so I put my thumb in the pie. I'm burning, like I think my thumb is going to burn off, because I didn't realize that it would be this hot. I didn't like finish in my head what cooking, like how to get something out of the oven. And so it's to the point where my finger's already in. And so even in pain, I pull the pot pie out of the oven.
Yeah.
Like I just rip it out real quick, right? This all happens so fast. It's not like I have a blister or anything. Like my thumb is clearly burned and hurt. And I want to cry because I'm little, but I also don't want to give away that I've made such like an insane mistake. Like as soon as my thumb is in the pie, I realize I've done something horribly wrong.
You know this is going to affect your final score.
It's going to affect my ability to use the oven, which is also going to affect the snacks that I get. Because sometimes I want something and my grandma didn't feel like making it, or didn't feel, so if I can do something myself, I can have it whenever I want.
This is a big moment in your life. You're leveling up as a big boy.
And so my thumb goes in the piping hot pie, right? That's how I know it's
Jack
done.
Hornered yourself.
Is because steam is shooting between my thumb and the pie. And so I rip the pie out. I like set the pie down on the oven door that's all like all the way down. I then realized this is what oven mitts are for. And so I grab the oven mitts and then, grab the pie, put it on the counter and everything. Am nursing my thumb. And this was so devastating. I'm eating the pie later. Like I let it cool for a sec because I'm like really hurt. I'm like sitting there like, ooh, and I'm trying to hide it as well because I just don't want anybody to know how badly I messed up, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm like really like nursing, but like I'm trying to not let my thumb touch anything while not showing it's hurt. And so then it's time to eat the pie, but I burn the thumb that I eat with normally. So I eat a lot with my left hand. And so I burn my left thumb.
The thumb that you eat with, though, makes it sound like you just dip your thumb into things.
Oh, yeah. That's how
just stab food with my thumb and then into my mouth.
Yeah, instead of counting calories, I just eat a thumbful at a time. And then, 100 thumbs and you're full.
I eat 100 thumbs a day.
And so then I can't now grab the fork because this thumb hurts so bad that I can't like grab the fork and eat the pot pie. And so I use my right hand, which I'm like a left-handed person. And so I am completely missing my mouth. You think eating was an ambidextrous thing? And is for me, it's just clearly not. So I am missing my mouth and burning my lip with hot pot pie because because I'm just using the wrong hand. Like in a weird way, I don't even know how to hold the fork.
No, I know, and the problem is too is it's high stakes. You got high stakes to suddenly be ambidextrous because not only are you trying to show you're a big boy, but what you're wielding is hot.
Yeah. And
hot and messy. So it's like this is a lot. This is a lot on a little guy.
So I've got one thumb in the air just to cool, right? And then I've got my other thumb on the fork, and I'm just it's crazy. I actually feel like I was in an accident or something. I'm relearning to use my limbs because I've never even tried to eat with my right hand before.
Yeah, definitely the same thing.
No, I'm just saying it's like because I'm trying to eat with my right hand for the first time and hold a fork, right. It's like not even occurring to me how to do it. Like it's genuinely I have to think about how I would do it with my left, try to mirror it with my right hand, stab the pie, lift it up, and not like fling it into my own face.
Right. Yeah.
Because the crust is super hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was just already all broken off, then maybe I'd have a better chance. But the crust is also hard, so I'm not even aware of how much pressure to put on the fork. Like all this is going through my head because I'm like still trying to hide that my thumb is red, by the way. Like
probably quite burned.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah. So I don't have a blister, but my thumb is like it doesn't look like my thumb, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And no, it was terrible.
Wow, some pot pie trauma.
Yeah,
that you had there.
Because then the worst part is that I did all that of like thinking about like calm down,
PTSD,
accept
pot pie
the
stress
pain.
disorder.
Yeah, accept the pain. Know that you can use your right hand to eat. Don't freak out.
Yes.
All right, this is possible.
Turns out a lot of people do it. A lot of people use their right hand for eating.
And so then I remember I finally got like a respectable forkful of pot pie, right? Some peas, some carrots, a little bit of meat. I was doing it all. And then when I went to put it in my mouth, it burned my tongue. And I was like, I think I'm done for the day. Like I
You just walk into your mom, just be like, I should not be trusted with the oven.
I'm not ready for the oven. Also, I may need all the doctors because my thumb feels ruined.
Yes. I don't know if you can see my thumb bubbling. But that is part of why I think I should not be trusted with the oven. Thank you for this experience.
Which I'm sure was really just to give you a break.
Yeah. I'm sure you saw this as a way to do less for me and for me to be more independent. And I'm going to let you know now that no.
Yeah.
Just going to let you know that I'm going to say no.
I'm also going to throw out there that after the thumb thing, I put a Band-Aid on it because in my head, all Band-Aids made things better.
Well, that's just child logic. Yeah, a Band-Aid will fix it.
But because now, at least when my finger was in the air, nothing was touching it, whatever. Now with a Band-Aid on, it's constantly being touched. Like
yeah.
Like now, anytime I move my head, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, if you put a Band-Aid on it, you feel the blister grow.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you feel it actually from beginning to end be created.
This Band-Aid is getting tight.
Yeah. Wow. This was wasn't expecting so much pie drama for this episode, but that's what happens. Hey, real quick before we go, should we open up the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
I got one thing just because I think this will go perfect with the sentiment of a gun is a social reset for because that's kind of I'd say maybe an emo statement or something. So how about we look at the return of Goth Josh? There we go. It's a new one. This is from Mike, and it's post-apocalyptic Slender Man Goth Josh is what we have. So this one here, look at that. You look badass in this. How do you feel about this?
It is very well drawn. This is wild.
It's like something out of Sandman.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like truly wild.
And then they also put this one down here. It says, I'm not sure if Josh digs Afro Samurai, but here he is. So this must be a different take on it. That one in large, but
yeah, wow.
So you go. A couple different. We'll put those in the video. Probably post them on Instagram. But thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Those are both very cool.
Those are some gnarly Goth Joshes / Samurai Joshes / post-apocalyptic Slenderman Joshes.
Yeah, that the other one looks like straight out of Samurai Jack. Like, I don't know if I'm a good guy or a bad guy, but I'm in it.
Yeah, you're a mysterious figure in the distance watching them or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. And thank you for listening. Well, we had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. Thanks so much for listening to the show. If you're looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we post clips of the show. You can also find me on @JoshJohnson on Twitter and Josh J Comedy on Facebook if you still use it. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag like Mike did there and send us stuff, joshjohnsonshow @gmail.com. You can also get in the mailbag by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/JoshJohnsonShow. We have bonus podcasts and video stuff and access to past live shows. And speaking of live shows, we have one coming up October 16th. It's a Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We are doing another one. I can tell you right now, I already plan for that one since it's our October live show. The teased several times throughout the show, the creepy ass dolls that Jess has in our house are probably going to make an appearance at this coming live show, much to mine and Josh's chagrin.
Chagrin's one way to put it. We hope you join us for the virtual live, but also that you have a great rest of the day into your weekend. All right?
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/JoshJohnsonShow. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you